Hello and welcome to Roller Wiener Monday. It's Trucking Answers Live on Monday at 12:30 today. Maybe next week too. We'll see how it goes. What's going on out there? It is blazing hot out here. It's crazy. And protests have gone down, which is nice. So we'll see what's happening here in the news. Is your CDL expired after March 1st? Well, they've extended the renewal date. I don't know if you knew that. The CCC, remember them? They went bankrupt? Well. Some shenanigans, possibly. There's this no-poach conspiracy thing going on where companies will not hire you because you have a contract with another company. There's a lawsuit, and some companies have weighed in on that, and they're not happy about it, certainly. Did you know that insurance minimums could go to $2 million if you own a truck? That could also affect drivers because all these companies are going to have to pay a ton of money. Meaning company drivers. Good, and of course some stocks, and maybe we should have bought Hertz a couple of weeks ago. You know, the car rental company. Yikes! That's maybe we should have gone in on that. Didn't think about it at the time. Guess I should have. Maybe. So first was Michael Muller was first last week. Then Alexandra, talking about banana people. I don't know what exactly we're talking about there. Rhino first today. I appreciate that. Let's see. Trucker Hershey is here today. Robert Daniel is here. Hello. Al Johns has a home for sale. Who needs a home? All right. So people need a home. David, what's going on with the per diem? Let's see what people say here. Paul Vines, hello. Wild Bill is here. I see you waited almost 24 hours online. That is really good. It's good to see you. Wilbon 79, good afternoon. Christina is here. Hello. Angelica Jane, happy Monday. It's good to have you here. Beta Bears, good afternoon. Yes, it's afternoon already here. Yikes. Sam, I am. What's happening today? Leo's Madness is here. Bobby Clark is here. Everybody is hanging around. Casuals King Trucking. Captain Picard is the best captain. Yeah, they each have their strengths. I do like Captain Picard. And, of course, that quote, excellent. He did a very good job. Best episode, of course, Inner Light of Next Generation. Stan Dodge, it's roller wiener type of day. Yeah, hot and steamy. Every day is a roller wiener type of day. I mean, there's no bad day. Imperial, New York City in the house. What's happening? Edgar, hello. Joel, good afternoon. Good evening, everyone. Yeah, depending where you are on the planet, I guess it could be. Hey, GP Transco, what's going on? Great to see you on Safety Dog. Just walks it off. Thank you very much. That was pretty fun. And I see you have an article. Oh, what is CDL Life? I don't remember. It's one of those about your new terminal. I can't remember which place. I saw that today, too. Right, I should be on top of that. I'm not. New terminal, and they had you in the article and everything. Pretty good. That was fun, I'm sure. Looking for a vegan. Cash's King Trucking is looking for a vegan, gluten-free, non-GMO keto roller wiener. There are probably those out there, especially in Ontario, California. Probably has them. Darnell, what's happening? Mark Hart. What's going on? It's $1 million now. Yes. What, your house? Is that how much your house is going for there? The JMC. What's happening? Let's see. Running up 77 Virginia with 48,000. Yikes. To be listening. Wow. 48,000 of what in the tank? Greetings, drivers. Columbia, Georgia. I'm at Les Schwab getting a flat fix. Les Schwab. Wow. Les Schwab. I guess those are tire places. Hello from Minnesota, hauling some plastic powder in a tanker. For extrusion, plastic extrusion. Who in the right mind would move to Memphis? Hey, Memphis is a great town. Live outside of town there. There it is. We were interviewed by Trucker News Podcast. I was close. If anyone is interested, check it out on a Facebook page on the Truckers News site. Yeah, I saw that. Hello from near Charlotte. Sam, they didn't have an appointment time, so I'm working. That stinks. Oh, we'll work you in. Don't worry. We'll get to you. All right, and we close at 5. We'll see you tomorrow. Oh, Joel, evening for you driving 9 p.m. to 9 a.m. All right, yeah, I get that. Right. So it's supper time now. Mark, I know you said you enjoyed staying company driver. Yes, but if you had to become an owner-operator, which year truck? I'd like a Western Star with a big engine, but probably to be an owner-operator, for reals, keeping it reals here, 100, keeping it 100. I'd get something that gets the best fuel mileage. Maybe a Cascadia, since I'm familiar with them, and my Cascadia gets I think it's getting 8.9 because I reset it a long time ago. And I think it's overall 8.9. So that's the kind of truck I'd get, something that got great mileage, because that's such a huge part of your cost. And there's Freightliner dealers everywhere to fix the thing. So I'll build, do wire drive for them. For people that don't know, that are new to the show or whatever, I don't mention who I drive for, and that keeps them out of my videos. And also don't recruit for them, because they can go recruit for themselves. So I think that keeps it all clean out here. Donovan. Mark on I-70 East in Illinois heading to Pennsylvania. That's a pretty good deal. Well, that's a good policy. I appreciate that. Is it next to the Petro in West Memphis? Yeah. Is the house close to West Memphis for parking? Wish I could have been here 46 years. Wow. That's pretty good. Roto molding a boat gas tank. Oh, really? They're actually pretty quick considering, quicker than I was expecting. Yeah, always when you get a work-in thing. Oh, don't worry. We'll work you in today sometime, right? You know what that means? Oh, we'll get to you this week sometime. Live in North Mississippi, called South Haven. Oh, all right, South Haven. Right. Hey, Mark, I hope you're having a good day. I'm in Garden City, headed to Little America, Wyoming. Chris, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good cruise out there. If your CDL physical expires after March 1st and you haven't been able to get in, your DOT physical or your CDL, this is what the FMCSA put out. They just extended again the date for you to get it renewed. So they're extending the expiration on it till September 30th. So if you haven't been able to get in to get that thing renewed, as my papers go flying around here, you have now until September 30th to get your physical or your CDL renewed. So that's a pretty good deal. But it has to have expired after March 1st. So if for some reason you didn't get in, before March 1st and get it renewed, you've been expired for a long time, and probably your company isn't letting you drive. Now, I do know people have written to me, and some companies are not honoring it. They're saying, no, you have to go renew it. And at least around here in Indiana that I've seen, you can get a physical and stuff. So you can do it. But I guess some states may still be closed down, and you're not able to do it. So your license and physical expire September 30th now, according to the FMCSA. I don't know what they do about that, like if you're pulled over in your car. I really don't know, because they're not extending your car license, right? They're extending your CDL. So I don't exactly know how that would work. Look, I'd try to get it renewed as soon as possible to avoid any problems. I don't know what your insurance company says about that for your car. They go, well, your license is expired, because they know you have a license. I think all of it's a problem. Try to get it renewed as fast as you can, but currently you're still driving legally with it. West Memphis is 22 minutes away. Wow, you can almost hear the gunshots from there. Good afternoon, Jeffrey Herring. I'd rather have a Cascadia than a long-nosed Pete. The Pete's look better, but fuel economy on the Cascadia is awesome. Yeah, I'm looking for fuel economy if I actually was going to own the truck and try to make money with it. If I didn't care, then of course I want a big Western Star because I like the way they look. But if I'm going to own the truck, I need something that's going to get the best fuel mileage. Robert, my Kenworth T680 gets 7.18.2 with heavy loads running in the Appalachian Mountains at 67. That's pretty good. That's actually very good, right? Mine is out on July 7th. Can you do a trucking company review? I do have an ATS video out there, as a matter of fact, if I remember right. Robert, plus I have a bigger sleeper than a freight shaker, at least by 6 inches. Well, hey, every inch counts when you're measuring it. I have something to get off my chest, drivers that don't clean and maintain their airlines and pigtail grease everywhere. Yes, why is grease everywhere? Okay, what are people doing? Although I've had some of these auto greasers on these trucks. Some of them have an auto greasing system that uses the truck air. I don't know if they still do that. Some of those things would go bad, and it would forever be shooting grease, and it'd be a grease nightmare down there. So I don't know if that could be the problem, too. Maybe it seems like the fifth wheel had holes in it, too. It would automatically grease the fifth wheel. Hello from Alabama, Chicken Hauler. I missed the show the past 2 weeks. Sorry. I've been in annual training with the Guard. Oh, have I missed anything important? Well, you know how the show goes. Your training was certainly more important than this show, and it's good to have you back. I saw the Hirschbach earlier today. They mentioned that the bonus is paid through 3 safe years. Yes. Now, it didn't say safe in their ads. I'm guessing if there's a problem, like an accident or a ticket, it's gone. That's interesting. Where did you say that it said safe? Who says that? You saw Hirschbach video. Yeah, but where's the, who is saying safe? because their ads don't say anything about safe. It says no strings. The great thing about my company is I can trash them by merely telling the truth. Well, Bill, yeah, they do their own trashing with their own poor treatment. People don't hook their lines. They just let them lay. Oh, that's a problem too, right? I do see that. And I don't know why people are doing that, all right? If you are driving without a trailer, hook those lines up on the hangers there. I see it all the time, people doing that. What are you doing? Especially in the winter, what are you doing? Letting water get in the lines? Hook them on there. It doesn't matter if you're just going around the same lot. They get hooked on those on the hangers on the truck to keep them clean. Totally agree. Just drop 50 on restoring an all long nose Pete. Yikes. Yeah, that's then take it to all the truck shows. Al, I wish your channel was available 31 years ago. Wow, I attended England school in Spartanburg. I stayed 1 week, and then the financial BS started. Told me one price when I signed up. Really? So 31 years ago, what was the deal at England? I mean, it was a totally different place. I don't remember because I went to truck school 32 years ago. And I don't remember England coming to the truck school. I don't even remember really hearing about them. CRST came to the school. I do remember that. But I don't remember England coming over or anything. Is BLM still riding in Memphis? I don't know. They kind of quieted down over the weekend a little bit other than Friday. But I don't know if they're still rioting down there exactly. They did say Friday they're going to block interstates everywhere, although I didn't see that happen that much. Trucking and OD podcast. Hey, what's going on? It's good to see you. Edgar, Freightliner has reliable engines. Yeah, I'd get the Detroit in it. I'd probably set it up just like now, automatic, auto shift. Let's put it that way before somebody writes. So there you go. Oh, you called a recruiter. Oh, that's interesting. So it's safe years. All right. So as long as which you should be safe anyway, right? So it shouldn't be that much of an imposition to not be safe. And 5, 10, 15. All right. So it's kind of they don't put it out like that, but that would make it a safety bonus. If they take it away for unsafe, then it's a safety bonus. It can't be a retention bonus if it's based on safety, because a number of people wrote to me and said, Mark, this isn't a sign-on bonus. It's a retention bonus. Okay. Well, if you're still working there, you should get the money. So if it's based on safety, then it's a safety bonus. It's still $200 a week for 3 years. That's basically how you can look at it. Shop mechanics put the grease at the top of the fifth wheel, and when you hook it up, it slides right off the fifth wheel. I know I've seen that, right? They should put more of the grease to the bottom of the fifth wheel. I agree. Here they slather it on like they're making a pizza. So the whole thing's got on. The other thing drivers don't do, right? They'll get a trailer then, and they let the trailer scrape it off. All right, drop the bags. That's what I do anyway. Get almost to the pin, and then kind of lift it up there to kind of squeeze it in there. That's how I try to do it when I get any kind of grease like that on the fifth wheel. But yeah, I've seen that. There'll be a big line across the top. What are they doing? What are the mechanics doing? Well, CRST all teams 30 years ago. Yeah, it was teams. They were pretty insistent. I don't know if it was all teams, but they were saying, yeah, you're going to come in and team here in a gold cab over. I had my GAT ready, but I didn't need it. It was pretty peaceful. you keep it available. I told you there was a catch to that 30,000 sign-on bonus. Yeah, it says no strings, though. So that's interesting. I wonder why it doesn't say it that way in the thing. And then some people are thinking it's a retention bonus. Well, is this just for new people? Let's put it that way. Did you ask them that? Or is it for everybody that's already there, starting right now, moving forward? What do they consider safe? That's interesting. Well, I guess no tickets, no accidents. Oh, I bet any inspections, too. That'd be another way to get out of it, right? Anything written on an inspection, and then you lose that year's bonus. That's another one. K&B is pulling the same thing. I got a call from one of their head recruiters. I'm the head recruiter here. And they talked to me that day. I'll start at 50 cents. That's what they advertise. And $12.50 guarantee, right? And $1,000 on 2 checks. I told them no and buy. That is what they're guaranteeing. That's correct. So they're saying what they're putting out there at least. Hirschbach lease operator video says his net for 1 week was about $2,000. Yeah, is this the guy? Look, I can't remember this guy's name. He always puts out videos. I can't remember his name. But that's before taxes. He's probably not getting medical benefits. Well, no, lease operators don't get medical benefits. They would have to buy their own, just like any other owner-operator. Stunt trucking sims. Oh, no, I don't know who that is. Okay, so, no, you don't get any medical benefits for that money. You don't get any benefits. And $2,000 a week, but he doesn't get any money when he's off. And, that's the other part of being a company driver. Vacation, all that, benefits, all that kind of stuff is pretty nice, really. After Little America, I'm taking my first trip to California. Any tips? Yeah, wash your truck before you go in the state, right at the edge of the state. Or is it just like any other state? Other than that, I haven't really had any problems there. It's a 55 through the state for semis, so that's pretty boring. But yeah, wash it at the border. At Reno, wash it, or Yuma, somewhere, wherever you're going in, wash the truck as you go in. U.S. Express had that 25,000 sign-on bonus that lasted about 2 years. That's true. Also did away with the week paid vacation every 60,000 miles. Nice. That was kind of a Celadon thing, too. Used to do that. They recruit heads. That's really good. I'd like to know more about, if this is safety, is it retention, is it sign-on, does everybody get it? What's the deal? Can we get some info on RTI? I'm thinking about going there. Anybody here from RTI? What's a good pay per mile in Texas? Well, I don't know. It depends how much you need to make, Do they get group rates? You could certainly. Misty is here as well. You could get group rates on insurance. Join a group. Ida has insurance. You can, but you don't get. It's nowhere near the cost of a company driver. You pay more for it, certainly. Little America has 75% huge ice cream cones. That's worth going for. Go for the gigantic ice cream and stay for the night. That's what we could say about that. So Yellow's missed a bunch of health insurance payments. How about that? They're not paying in their health insurance, and their stock is $1.68, which isn't terrible. It's been about what it has been. But they, again, missed another payment to their health insurance provider. This is, I guess, the downside of having health insurance as a company driver is your company might not pay for the health insurance, although you would think that they're going to. And the health place says, when they pay it up, everybody will be caught up. But I think it's a real problem. I'm getting a little bit nervous about them now. I didn't want to go with them, Sam, because I heard they will micromanage people. That is seems to be the case. Waking up at 6 when they get in the office. They seem to, many people have videos, and there's tons of reviews like this, and it's only about K&B. And I put a video out about him, a couple years ago now. And one of the heads people, maybe the head recruiter, I don't remember what his title was there, called me. He wrote to me, and I called him up. And we talked, and he's like, we stopped doing that, and, that's not happening. I said, all right, well, when I see that's happened, I'll be sure to put that out there. And then many people wrote in and said, no, he's lying, and they still do this. And even there are videos a few weeks ago of more drivers complaining that, as soon as you're 10 hours, they're on you. Get going, get up, get moving, and then you go sit somewhere. You go sit near a dock somewhere or whatever. So absolutely not. That kind of micromanaging is ridiculous. Just joining, what did I miss? You missed the roller Wiener intro and everything. We're kind of talking about it's Hirschbach 30,000 also. Is getting paid per hour better than mileage pay? I think so. I think all drivers should get paid by the hour. That way you get paid for all your time. As long as you get hourly plus overtime, you probably end up better because any of the sitting time or whatever is all paid. Little America has the best showers. The best shower I ever had, not that anybody cares or asked, was in Salina, Kansas, of all places at Petro. It was a Petro 2, which I'm not sure if it's still there. Dang it, I got to get out more. That Petro 2 in Salina, Kansas, that had the best shower. Went in there. And they had like 2 classes of showers. I remember he's like, do you want the regular shower, the deluxe shower? I go, I just want a shower. But then he looked, and I guess all the regular showers were full. He goes, I'm going to put you in the deluxe shower. It had a mirror and had a TV in the mirror. And there was a TV that you could see in the shower. It was just crazy. Like one of the nicest showers I've ever seen. He said, I talked to him when I got out of there, and he's like, whenever there's a game on, we got to go back there and get people out because they'll sit in there and watch the game and don't realize how long they're in the shower. I'm like, well, that's a really good shower, I guess. Be prepared to get passed by Swift at Prime. It's the only state that they can run over the speed limit, Joe Hendricks. That's California. Yeah, try and stick close to 55. They're pretty aggressive about it. Little America always has parking. Oh, that's true. Once you get out west, it's easier to find parking, I think. Missing health insurance payments is getting close to padlocks on the front door. Texas Trader. I know, it'd be very concerning to me if I was there. But I'll tell you, it'd be tough to leave that place, especially if you had any time in it yellow because you have a pension. Not only do you have probably really good pay if you have time in there, but you've got this pension. And say you have 28 years, you're 2 years from getting a pension. You don't want to be out of, throwing that kind of thing out the window. Are you nervous about yellow because that's who you really drive for? No, that'd be great. I'd have new cars more often than I should if I drove there. That'd be really good. I don't think they have a terminal here though. Other than didn't they used to? ABF had a terminal here. Nathan, other than zip code to zip code pay, everything else I was able to ask about seemed reasonable. I've only got a year experience, so I'm right at that mid-tier company level, starting at 55 cents per mile. Yeah, the zip to zip, though, that's going to cut you something, over practical pay. But that's not bad. 55 cents is not terrible pay. I still think they should pay by the hour. And how much all this extra time, is paid? What's detention? Is it KLLM where you sit 4 hours or, is it 1 hour? That can make a big difference depending what you're hauling. I-10 east of Phoenix is shut down, 2-mile backup. Is that because of the fires in Arizona? I'm in and out of California all the time. I run semi-dedicated from Ohio. That's pretty good. That's a good run. How's that deal go in the winter, though? Not great, or... I think it'd be a little rougher in the wintertime. Sam talked to RTI. They got 2014s to 2020s. And for lease, they have two options, fixed and variable. If variable, they'll take 1% for what you run. Usually, though, they also tout the variable because they'll say, well, look, while you're at home, you don't have a payment, which I guess is nice. It would extend your lease payments, but that'd be better than making a payment every week that you wouldn't be able to get any time off. Hello from Virginia, where I'm getting paid for my AC being broke. Philip, that is how you do it, right? I consider in this kind of weather, the dew point at like 11:45, which I checked this morning, was 70 degrees here. You cannot sleep in the truck at a 70-degree dew point unless you're very hardy. So if you don't run, you don't make a truck payment, Sam. Right, that's how they tout that and say, well, you can take a little bit of time off and you don't have to. You're not coming back $2,000 in the hole. I still think you should get a truck outside the company, though. Never get it from the company. If you want to lease a truck, there's tons of places that'll lease trucks, and then you own the equipment. Meaning it's yours. So if the company closes, you take your equipment and go somewhere else. It's still there. They have TVs on the mirrors. All right, so the Petra 2, Salina. In the mirrors are TV sets. It was super cool. I mean, now this has been a long time. This must have been 10 or 15 years ago, at least 15 years ago probably, that I was in that place. So, and it was a big deal then. You're like, this is the most amazing thing ever. So probably not now. George Wilson, Veteran Truck Lines, Burlington, Wisconsin is worth checking into for seasoned transport operators. Look them up. Oh, there you go. If you're a seasoned operator, run hard, get paid. Yeah, that's the guy that started the whole K&B deal. He created an uproar because the nighttime dispatcher still wanted him to run even though he was too tired to drive. They have a freight first logic. That's true, and I don't know why companies would do that, K&B or any other place. If a driver called and said, I'm too tired to go on, I feel like I'm going to crash, why would you want him to go on? Nobody's really just going to call and say that, especially the company that pays mileage, because they're not going to get any money. So it must be that they're tired. So I'd say park it. I don't want you driving around. What the downside is too huge on that. Plus, these people's family are out there too. They don't want tired people driving around. DJ 280ZX. Nice. 280. Just got my CDL and I'm having a hard time finding a company that doesn't require experience. Oh, there's tons of companies that don't require experience. Any large company will basically take you without experience. Certainly. Run Hard, Get Paid was a YouTube trucker. Yeah, that video got well over 1 million views. Tons of views. I'm sure K&B didn't like it. Comfortable Man is not happy with California. That Petro 2 is still there. That's the place to go for a shower. Then get one of those deluxe showers. When I was in there, it was a 2-tiered shower system. The showers are on like a caste system. So you had to pay extra for the better shower, but because the other ones were full, I kind of got a shower upgrade. So they put me in like business class instead of coach of showers. You don't have an ATS video on your channel. Did I not do a video about Anderson Truck Service? DJ 280 have to go to one of the bigger companies. Yeah, that's going to be... There are places that'll take you, though, if you look around. I wouldn't do a lease anywhere that doesn't let me pick my own freight off the load boards. That you should do, and pay me percentage of the load. Other than that, not for me. Well, I'm not a fan of percentage, and people always go back and forth about this. A month or two ago when rates were really down, you'd have been getting literally hardly anything. You're getting 80% of 90 cents. So that would not have been the greatest way to do it, I don't think. They won't pay the pensions out. Oh, that's a problem. Hirschbach might consider too many safety points in one. What do they consider? That's what you'd have to find out exactly. If it's a safety thing, what exactly, would terminate that exactly? I'd want that in writing. There must be a way in writing. Because if they can't put it in writing, then it's whatever they say it is. Forget that. Hirschbach might consider too many safety points. Right, I agree. Union rules changed some years ago to 20 and out, regardless of age. Wild Bill. Okay, so if you have 20 years at yellow, is what you're saying, you can you can collect your pension at some point. So a driver then, I guess under that plan, say you have 18 years, right? You're going to want to keep that next 2 years, because if not, you're going to have to go to another union company, which may be difficult to get into. I think that's a problem. I guess over 20, I'd be looking for a place anyways. California is not great, but solo can't turn down 2,200 mile loads. Yeah, that's the way to go. Coast to coast once in a while. A straight truck flipped. Oh, all right. It's not the fires. There are a bunch of fires out there. I did see that with roads closed. Misty has a friend that drives for yellow and has too much time to leave. That's the thing. They kind of have you, although I guess if they close, they'll have no choice to leave. But yeah, so once you get the time in, you're there. Nathan, that's what I thought. Not terrible. I've seen worse for sure. Certainly. Edgar, how much air pressure should recap tires have when checked in the morning? Depends on the tire, right? Or the company. We have little stickers that say, 95 pounds cold or whatever. Yeah. Prime is the only big one. A few other places local. Yeah, there's lots of places. Prime is not the only big carrier that will take you without experience. Almost every large carrier will take you without experience. I always take 44 to 40, so winter isn't horrible. All right, yeah, 56 across. I like taking 56 across. My friend got a quote pulling a dump trailer. Have you ever taken that way? That's a pretty good way now. It's almost all interstate through. There's very few lights left. My friend got a quote pulling a dump trailer, extra $3,800 a year on a $2 million policy. So not as much as I thought it would be, but that's still a lot of money, $300 a month. I just saw a Celadon trailer being pulled through TA in Richmond. They're still around. The company's long gone, and people still have these Celadon trailers. I just don't understand it. Partly cloudy and 76 in Rochelle, Illinois. Wow. But the dew point here was 70 degrees. I mean, you're not that far from me. It's partly sunny in Jamesburg, New Jersey, wherever the heck that is. Holy mackerel. The shower in Salina has a bunch of pressure and spray settings. I know. It was like a super complicated. There was one on the up here, and then there's one that blasts you from the front. Super nice. One of the nicest. It's easily the nicest truck stop shower I can ever remember going into, and it's a Petro 2. I mean, so you're thinking, oh, what kind of place is this going to be? But I had a Petro shower on my card, so. Watching TV in the shower. Hope you're not on the TV. You're not on the TV in the shower next door. Hey, there's somebody taking a shower. You always wonder about that. But, hey, let them look. Sometimes you need a year of experience. Werner, Swift, get dedicated. Look, any of these large places, go in and get a dedicated account. Don't go to CRST. Don't go to England. Don't go to Western Express. Don't call those places. So glad I started pulling tankers. No lumpers. Yeah, I will lump that off you. No pallets, agree, or tarps, no warehouse hassles, and hourly pay. See, perfect. You sit there, the truck does the work, or gravity does the work, science, and you get paid. Isn't that great? No lumpers. That's true. Hello. I will say that sometimes there's a line here. There's a Staley plant here in Lafayette, which smells bad, but that's another story. And sometimes when you go by there'll be a line of tankers there waiting to get loaded. So I don't know how long it takes to load corn syrup in a trailer, but in a tank. But sometimes I'll see a line of, 8, 10 trailers sitting, waiting to be loaded. Hello from Pierre, South Dakota. I stopped at the coffee truck stop and got some of the Chicago truck stop pizza. Well, it's probably their take on Chicago pizza, I hope it was, 4 inches thick like it should be. don't go to Sierra England when you start exactly. Keep them off your list. Happy Roller Wiener Monday, driver 48. You have to get my 2 hot dogs today. Absolutely, 1 for each hand. That's the double hot dog right there, Chris. That's what I like about my company. I just sent an email saying I'm taking a nap. They're fine with it, and they normally dispatch an extra 12 hours to an extra day. Who wouldn't be fine with it? That's always what surprises me. Anybody, doesn't matter, company driver. If you owned a company and a driver said, "Oh, I'm too tired to drive, I'm going to take a nap," wouldn't you be like, "Okay, take a nap"? Because most drivers are not going to call and just say that, because if you're getting mileage, you're not making any money. So absolutely. Okay, Estes will take new drivers too. That's another place, a place like that. Even Yellow will put you on there if you want to take a chance on that. They have this doc to driver program that I've seen. Sam, depending where you live, Doug Andrews will hire you with no experience. That's correct. Northwest, if you're up in the Pacific Northwest, avoid Sierra England, KLLM, CRST, and Western Express. Watch some of Mark's videos. I appreciate that. I saw, where did I just go off to here? Oh, I saw one guy write, "Why are yellow trucks orange?" Nice. Edgar, is the component pay good for tough freight driving job? What do you mean by that? Is it kind of the pay per item coming off of the truck? Kind of like the Cisco program? Or RC Cola? I'm a tanker independent contractor. All right, that gets paid percentage, and all the rates from our customers remain the same. So you didn't have any problem, but you do know then as an independent contractor, right, that a lot of the rates, especially in freight, went down for drivers. So people that were on percentage were getting less even than the rate was. Test the spirits if they are via coast to coast and north and south, all up to Canada is best. Just need to renew your passport every 10 years. Yeah, if you have, I guess if you're going there regularly, I'd probably get a passport. Swift will take you, but you need to have had a driver's license for at least a year. You'll have to train for 200 hours in one of their trucks. Nathan Frank, I've yet to find a company that will actually let me pick my own freight in a lease anyway, so plenty of time to decide if percentage pay or mileage pay is the best way to go. There aren't too many, but you can find them. You see them around. What's up, Todd Highfill? 80 in Little Rock, Arkansas, waiting on rain. Yeah, it was raining here. We had some lightning and stuff. Petros are Petri dishes, Al Johns. Look at that nice shower. I don't care what else was in there. You could have had a party in that shower. Hello from rainy Milan, Tennessee. Irene, hey, what's going on? Robert, I just talked to a former driver for Celadon, and he said they cannot find them. All the trailer tracking devices are shut off. Yeah, look, all they would have to do is put out a legitimate bounty on the trailers, and they could get the trailers back. That's easy. Talk to all people that are on, in trucking that can get the message out. Maybe me and other people, some of these really large channels. We could put the message out there that there's a bounty. If you'll let them know where a trailer is and they find it, they pay you a couple hundred, $250, $500. These trailers are expensive. They'd get every trailer back, no problem. That's all they have to do to it. Not, oh, we don't know how to find them. That's easy. Put money on top of them. And maybe bodies. How is Schneider? Schneider pays household goods miles still. So that is a real problem. They're paying like the way that they used to pay in the 70s. You'll take a pay cut to go there. I still don't understand the point of lumpers. Well, the companies, don't want to hire their own people, so they hire a third-party contractor, then charges you out the wazoo for it. Christina Jones, do you remember Priority Transportation from Up By You? Priority Transportation? No. Priority Transportation. What did they do up here? Did they have like a terminal right here in town? Let's see. And I have out of my. Can we have the truck of the day? Let's see. I have a couple trucks here. This was probably relatively easy, but you used to see some of these plying the roads of America, and maybe you still do today. So at least a year. Let's get a year on this at least. I should probably get the kind of truck easily on this one. What year? When did this kind of thing come out? Look at the wheels to see that. If you remember these old type of wheels. So you don't see those wheels on a truck anymore, certainly. And screwing the whole thing to get off. I love lumpers, not the lumper fee, though. I agree, but everybody pays it. So, look, once a place gets their own stuff and then they charge you to take it off, it's ridiculous. And all that just gets added back into the freight charges. No, Wild Bill says, don't go to Sierra England. Also, XPO takes new guys. Oh, okay, XPO Logistics will put you on. Schneider's not great. Do you ever worry about your producers firing even though you do a great job? My producer, yes. Sometimes she'll come out here and bite me, as a matter of fact. So, thanks for the info on Schneider. You're quite welcome. Let's see, GP Transco. Hello there. Got to step out for an interview. We'll try to be back after. All right, it's good to see you today. Get that interview going out there. Coffee Cup truck stops now accepting TA rewards card. All right. XPO's a good company as long as you're getting, I think, hourly there for a lot of the stuff. JB Hunt is a little better than Schneider, but they also stink. I think, though, you get practical miles at JB Hunt, so you at least have that. Sam, Doug Andrews is out of Idaho Falls, but does 48 states. Will they hire out of 48 states, though? I only usually see their hiring in, the western states. Will they hire you year-round or country around? David, good company in Phoenix, Arizona. Moving there soon. All right. So who's in Phoenix? How about Sierra England hitting the 9'2" bridge? That is the most amazing thing. There is a video floating around out there, which I don't have a link to at the moment, of Sierra England hitting a 9'2" bridge. So that's pretty amazing. Let's see. I'll probably screw this whole thing up. Let's see if I can get to it right now. And for all I know, I'm probably going to make the whole thing disappear here, which will probably happen. So get ready for that. This is the one where Mark screws up everything. So, hopefully everybody's still there. I can't see anybody. If you are still there, say hello. No, I don't know. Can't see. I'm trying to get the link. I'm going to see if I can do this fancy schmancy. Usually when I get fancy like this, it doesn't work. All right, so there's that. I grabbed the link. I will do this. This is fascinating, right? Oh, man. Isn't everybody still there? Who knows if people are still there? And let's see if this worked. Bingo. Did it work? Let's see. Am I in there? Oh, I put a link in there. Amazing. So that's a link. Sierra England is cruising around and hits a 9'2" bridge. That's pretty amazing. Marked. Marked. So there you go. I can't believe I actually put that link in there. PDP in Cedar Hill, Texas will let you book your own freight 85%. All right, that's a good way to do it. You've seen Sell It on Trails Everywhere, the critic. Yeah. So would you turn the location in for, say, $250? Probably. Touch Freight because the company wants to hire me with component pay per mile, box, and many other things. I'm just so unsure about it. It depends how many components you have to do every day. You know, it's usually... When I was at RC, it was like 2 cents per 2 liter, and then it was 4 cents a case, and you had 80 million different ways to get paid. So it's really hard to determine. You should talk to the other drivers that work there about how much they're making. It can pay really good, yeah. How do I talk so long without drinking water? It's an old Vulcan trick. Hello, Mark, Mad Hatter, what's happening? I do have a bottle of water here, so there you go. That I get out of the fridge, which I don't ever drink. Don't take the job they want you to load and unload the truck. Comfortable, man. It depends, on how much you're going to get paid for all this component pay. How much is a new trailer? I don't know. A lot. Way more than the $250 they'd get to find out where it is. I've heard XPO works you to death and have issues underpaying drivers. I do know that you probably do some dock work. Cash is King Trucking has a video explaining lumper services. They're there to sort products and restack it so the receiver could stock it. But why are there lumpers only at grocery warehouses? That's pretty much where they are. I think I picked up a load of tires once, and they offered to do it. And I'm like, oh, no, I'll take those off there. Oh, my God. Almost died doing that. $75,000 for a trailer? Really? Well, Bill likes the Dayton wheels on there. Aren't those classics? I did component with JB Hunt. It wasn't great. It was home daily, but really cleared $500. Depends. If you're at Cisco, where you have a lot of hundreds, maybe thousands of things in the trailer, it's probably better. Red Monkey Trucking is here. It's good to see you. GP Transco's been excellent. We'll be doing a 90-day review video very soon. Oh, that's awesome. Unfortunately, I got sick, and we were waiting to hit the road the next day or two if the doctor approves. Yikes. Did you get the Rona? Holy mackerel. Yeah, I haven't seen you out there for a while. Kenneth, 500 a week is terrible. I agree. The lumpers reload the pallets to make it uniform at the warehouse. 500 a week, you're better off at Target. You know, Auntie Ann's is running an ad with a $200 sign-on bonus and $11 an hour. That would be $440, although not take-home. Lumpers save the customer a lot of money because if we had to send every load already sorted and stacked, it would take 3 times the trucks. All right, that's fair. They save them money, too, because they have you pay for the lumper. They had a Terminal Elkhart. Oh, they were dry van. They went out of business in 07. All right, so, no, they're a little farther north than me. So, no, I don't remember seeing that place. Joel's seen 3 teal GP Transco trucks through Indy. Yeah, but I see. They sent them through Indy because I sat on here. I wasn't going through Indianapolis anymore because of the unrest. Oh, we can see that's pretty good. I can't believe it worked. Is actually amazing to me. So, I'm not you. Andrews hires all 48. I live just south of Denver and work for them. Yeah, I don't know if they hire across the country. I've sent people there that are in the Pacific Northwest because there's not a lot of places and I don't want them going over to May. Misty, I have a friend working at Pride for the last 2 years and is still making 43 cents a mile. But they push being a trainer to make more. Some places will keep your pay a little low to encourage you to become a trainer because then it gets new people in. So, I know I posted a site in the message. It's amazing. I didn't know if it would work. I assumed clicking, I would disappear. If you like the teamwork, no personal space, no money, then Sierra England is the place for you. Look, if you're kind of a people person and you're like, I can't be away from people for more than 2 minutes a day and I enjoy being in a small space with 3 people, then Sierra England is for you. You do have an Anderson Truck Service doing it better video. I thought so. I thought I have an ATS video out there. What company, in your opinion, is good for lease purchase? None. I know lease purchase is not good. Dry van, don't like flatbed for his experience. I just don't do lease purchases from a company. I would rather you went to a dealer or a place outside of the company that you're driving for because you want to control that asset. That truck is a huge asset for you. And if companies like Falcon is a great example, when they go out of business, you can lose your truck and all the money you put into it. Arrow, many of those drivers lost their shirt, literally, their life savings on the truck because a lot of them got repoed by the leasing company, which is really who owns the truck. Go lease the truck away from a company. If you can't afford to do that yet, I don't have the money for that, you're not really ready to lease a truck. That's what I think. Christina, how about a cat break? Oh, now I got to do more clicking. I'm afraid. I keep seeing stuff and I'm afraid to get over there. So let's see here. Who's over here today? Oh, right. We just Gracie it right up there because she's not out here today. But I have the back door closed. She can't look at the birds today other than through the door. So she's all sad about that. I assume I'll get bit momentarily probably about it. Wonder if there was someone in the third bunk when England hit the bridge. I commented to the astute viewer that sent me that video about that. And what about the person at the top bunk? The top bunk's above the driver. And it's got straps in it, so theoretically you could be up there. I mean, holy mackerel. That's a way to wake yourself up. Looks like you peeled off the top like the old sardine cans. I know. And it says 9-2, although I think 9-2 means at the corner. It's one of those arch bridges, but there's no way it's 13-6 in the middle of that bridge. I think the best trailer purchase is a Dorsey from Alabama. All right. Is it a 1983 truck? No way. You are way new on that. Paul Harris, I don't get why lumpers have to separate the product to make us wait. Why don't they take it off and then separate it? That's what you're paying for. How about, I think that's actually a way better idea. People probably wouldn't mind paying $600 for a lumper as much if they would just unload your truck and let you leave. And then they separate the product. You're sitting there the whole time they're doing it anyway. You're not saving any time. You're just saving having to do the physical labor. I hate driving through Vermont. There's nowhere to stop other than Ben and Jerry's. Edgar, I'm in food service right now. It's been slow and a lot of companies furlough drivers. That's right, because they said even McDonald's and all these fast food, sales are down because you can't have as many people inside. They just opened up, and for a while it was drive-through only. So absolutely, I know Cisco and all that, Sigma, they're all a little bit thin on drivers. Why not buy a truck from a dealer instead of a lease purchase? Cash is King Trucking. Yeah, go get it yourself, and then you control the asset. Maybe you just don't like the place you're leased onto. Or they change something. You can just take the truck and go on your merry way somewhere else. That because you have control of it. You want to control that truck. If the driver unloads a trailer, is that logged on duty? It's supposed to be. I would say many drivers don't, but yes, any work you do is logged on duty. Absolutely. Wilbon, thanks for the video. I appreciate that. Sam, I'm in the spring. Should I look in that company? Maybe. GP Transco's the third highest paid company. I know they're doing great out there. They have a brand new terminal up outside Chicago. I don't actually know what city to call it. So saw teal GP Transco truck crossing the Wabash River. Oh, sure. They're going to do that. They're going to just tease me. So they're right up the street here? Come on. That isn't right. Driver 48. Yeah, that's Gracie. She's the mascot here. All work-related activities logged on duty. That is correct. Why use lumpers? Put the money in your pocket and get some much-needed physical activity. Well, George Wilson, many companies won't pay you what they pay the lumper. They pay $75 or $100 or whatever to unload the trailer, but they'll pay the lumper service $600. Once in a while, though, I will see an ad that says, we'll pay you whatever the lumper service wanted. I've seen a few ads like that. Mostly they don't pay you, so you're there 6 hours working and get $60 because when you unlump the load, and you get one of these pallets, like, okay, this pallet has this on it. You got to wait for them to come and check it. Then they take it away. Then you can build another pallet. It takes forever. You have to wait for the lumper to count the product. Just let them sign the bills, okay? Let them sign the bills, and you should be able to leave. That'd work out better, I think, for everybody. Michael Swift, never do a lease with any company. You will get it in the pooper, there's no doubt. It's a possibility that it's not going to work out good for you. You're much better off controlling the asset away from the company. And maybe you love the company and you spend your whole lease time at that one company. You're still money ahead because you still control that truck. Just dropped off at GFS, half a trailer cost $204 in the lumper. Nice. Gordon Food Service, which we have one of those here. How long were you there? Let's say that. How long did it take them to do half a trailer? Don't lease from a carrier, go to the dealership and spec out a large car. Sweet. Chicken lights. Oh, always click every light box you could put on there. And Chrome, trust me, that's you want. You don't need fuel economy when you have lights. Well, Bill, at work last week, a trailer came in off the train. That was a Fruhoff. Wow, spelled wrong. That was my favorite trailer. Wow, where'd that thing come from? Is that going to some museum somewhere? Thoughts on Magnum out of North Dakota? Yeah, a couple people have gone there and wrote to me and said, yeah, they like it at Magnum. Oh, you're close. That is a 1970 Diamond. How about that? That's a 1970 Diamond Rio truck. That's usually how you saw them, too, doing oversized loads. Christina Jones, one shouldn't really lease. For me, I'd be a company driver until I could save and buy a truck straight out, then sign on anywhere and move as you want. Oh, that's totally right. I mean, that's the best way to do it. Your truck, you got it made. Somehow there's some kind of tax thing in the lease. I'm just not a fan of it. For me, it's company driver all the way. Fleet Nav Systems is here. Hello, what's going on today? Michael Muller, they know, but Lafayette on Monday between 1 and 3 since you're not out. Oh, that's why they sent them. Okay, everybody go. They probably are sitting down there in Whitestown at the Loves, just south of here, waiting. And they go, okay, now you guys hit it. And they're like north of here in Remington, waiting to come south. Plot twist, Mark is the safety guy at GP Transco. Oh, that'd be a pretty good job. That'd be a long commute, though. That would be a really long commute every day. Only going to be here till 2 today, but good to see you. All right, Fleet Nav Systems. I'm sure it's an important meeting that businesses have. I had a dream and met Mark at a truck stop with a teal truck. Now he says he hasn't seen one. It would be a dream for me to just see one of those trucks. So 2 hours to unload, they got $204. That's not terrible for half a trailer, I guess. Where's the rest of the stuff? A different GFS? Cash is King Trucking. Imagine leasing a truck from a company and 1 year into the 3 year, they cut the pay per mile and put in driver-facing cameras and limit your speed to 55. You have no control over that. It almost seems like they own the truck. Like you're just paying them to drive their truck when that happens. Huh. That's not great. If a company driver blows up an engine, they just get a new one. That's correct. I had a truck hit by lightning. Oh my gosh, it's been years now. It just kablamo. If it didn't hit the truck, it must have hit close to the truck because it blew everything out of the truck. It was still running. All the gauges stopped. None of the lights worked. Nothing worked, but it drove. And I drove it to the truck stop and I called them. They're like, well, can you drive it down here? I said, well, look, it's dark. I got no lights, so I can't go anywhere. So you're going to have to bring me a truck, which they did. And I had already pulled out from the trailer, and that was it. I got a new truck, and they took that away. I never saw that truck again. I don't know whatever happened to it, but I never got that truck back because it got hit by lightning. But as a company driver, I got paid to sit there until they brought me a truck. They towed a truck up to me, and I went on my way. And that is one of the benefits of being a company driver. You just make a call, and they deliver another truck to you. If a company driver, if you wear it, make it a parrot. Oh, yeah, absolutely right. Always make it a parrot every day. I went through oh, by the way, that reminds me. In Indiana, starting July 1st, they are going hands-free. Now, it's already hands-free for a truck. I know that. They're going to mark, you're an idiot. No, I get it. But if you're in here, if you live in Indiana or are driving through in your car, it's hands-free for all vehicles starting July 1st. And did you know that you can use a blue parrot in a car as well? You can. And as a truck driver, you are required to wear a blue parrot headset 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The new 450, of course, is water resistant, so you can take it in the Petro shower at Salina, Kansas, or wherever you go. No need to even take it off. So there's that anyway. You can wear it everywhere you go. I went through 8 trucks in 5 years, Joel. Wow, that's a lot. Cash King, I gladly pay the lumper when the shipper's money. No more unloading since I left Cisco. Oh, I agree. Look, if they pay it, I'm not unloading the truck. They're going to pay for it. Right. Some of them just get expensive, and rarely do companies offer you the money that they would pay the lumper to do the same work. In theory, a company could starve you out of a lease in 3 years and get the truck back, rinse and repeat with the next driver, Texas Trader. They could. They certainly could. And they wouldn't even have to lower your pay. All they have to do is lower the miles that you get enough where you finally just give it up. You just give up the ghost. They don't have to do any of this thing else except not give you loads. Especially if you're not picking off a load board, you have to wait to be dispatched like a company driver. You might as well be a company driver. If they have a camera in your lease truck, you're a company driver. Okay, if you can only go 55 in a lease truck, you're a company driver. They have an idle policy or something. It's your truck. If they're doing all this stuff, I don't know how people are leasing trucks because you're a company driver if they do all this goofy stuff in there. Hand-free will be nationwide very soon, just like the move over law that many respect. Yeah, many. Some do. I think so. And Indiana's behind on this. It should have been hands-free. There's no reason now. There's no excuse now to hold your phone, although I see it all the time. All the time. Cars. I see it in new cars. It was Friday. There was some woman on the phone, which I noticed, in like a new car with her windows down. And I looked down. It's 93 degrees out, okay? Why are we not running the air? And why doesn't she have some kind of headset? The car must have Bluetooth in it. My 13's got Bluetooth in it. So, I mean, there's Bluetooth out there. Come on. This is exactly what they used to do. Work until the truck was almost paid for, then they would starve you out. Right, and then they get their truck back. And you paid for their truck for the whole time. They didn't have to make any payments. Awesome. Yeah, CJ Hudson. Yeah, I thought you might have missed a word in that. Yeah. Have companies starved company drivers for miles to get them to go into a lease? Maybe. They usually do that, though, to get company drivers to become trainers. So what they'll do at a lot of these larger places that shall remain nameless, like England, and what they'll do is solos, they won't give you any miles. They go, it's 1,900. They go, and every once in a while they go, well, you know what? All our miles are team miles. But if you were training, we'd give you all kinds of miles, and you'd make all this money. So, and eventually, you have to become a trainer. You don't really have any choice. I think that's the business model at some of these companies. Cash is king. Yeah, they just get somebody to make all their truck payments for them. They probably lease it from a company for 3 years and then get you to make, get a driver to make 33 payments They put it out for a few months and then turn it back in. And so they're in for 3 payments on the truck. Nice. Looked into leasing a truck with a company and they charge over $1,000 per week. Edgar, yeah, some of them, I've had people write in at over $1,300 a week at Prime. Some are less and more at different companies. But yeah, total, you're looking at a lot of money through a company. Exactly. And you don't have control of the truck. Like we're saying, what if they tell you to put a camera in the truck? If it's really your truck, you should be able to tell them, no, I'm not putting a camera in the truck. I don't have to put a camera in my truck. But that doesn't happen at these companies, does it? Will the $2 million insurance have any major effect on mega carriers? I think so. I mean, they're going to have to carry $2 million. It's going to cost more, which is going to hurt pay for everybody. Owner-operators are going to pay a lot more. And they'll have less money to give drivers. Roderick, at Quality Carriers, they make all independent contractors get cameras. Even the ones who bought their own trucks. Well, you're not independent then. Being independent, because of the IRS says, you have to be able to determine how the work is completed. All they're really allowed to do is give you work to do it. You have to determine the scope. I forget exactly how they word it. How the work is done. So here we have a load here in West Memphis, and it goes here to Indianapolis. That's it. Beyond that, you're a company driver. They don't get to. You have to have a camera. You have to do this and that. They don't do it. That's not how it works. Mega self-insured, don't they have, even at mega carriers, beyond a certain limit, don't they have an insurance policy? They self-insure for like the first mil or something like that or something. And beyond that, they have like an umbrella policy to cover them. Mainly, it's got a heart. The small companies and independent insurance rate, it's not going to hurt it. It's not going to help them at all. The smaller the place, the more it's going to hurt them. Props to team drivers. I couldn't sleep with the truck moving and I'm not driving. I know. It's not for me. Team drivers, especially if you're like a husband and wife or something, the money you can pull in is tremendous because the 2 checks go into one bank account. And if a husband and wife lived in a truck at a good place, were rolling in the dough, you could be some of the highest paid people in the United States on basically just a GED. Not bad, but I've done it and I won't do it again. I have no desire to do it. I don't sleep at all. If we leave Monday, by Wednesday, I'm a zombie in the truck. I just can't do it because, like I always say, every bump, you're dead. Oh, a bump, I'm dead. Wait a minute, I'm alive. And then you wake up, you think you're dead, and you wake up and you're thinking, oh, I have to spend eternity in a truck. That's like my punishment now or something. Turns out, oh, wait, I'm still alive. They offer only the glorified company driver to new drivers who don't know how much repairs are on the truck since newbies are stupid. Yeah, it's super expensive. I don't know what it would have cost to fix a truck that's hit by lightning. It's likely not covered under warranty. They're going to say, no, we don't cover lightning strikes. So that truck, it ran. Nothing worked, though. I assume it blew all the computers and stuff out of it. I can't imagine what it cost. I didn't have to deal with any of it other than making a phone call and waiting. That's it. Probably, I was close. So probably in 90 minutes, I had a truck and was on my way. There's no such thing as being independent. That's a myth. Certainly when they're putting a camera, they're mandating a camera. That has nothing to do with the scope of your job. So certainly that's just a company driver. And I can't believe an owner-operator who owns their own truck and puts it on there would even tolerate that. I usually team and have been 6 years with the same guy. He's out on medical leave, been solo a few times over the years. Yeah, look, if you can handle it, good for you. It's just not for me. You don't have to worry about as much parking usually. Cassius King is working out the deals on the sublease purchase. Oh, he can get a 2009 Cascadia for $17.99 a week plus a small mileage charge. Not bad. Now I think you could present that in a way that it would actually be sold. I'll bet you JCT would probably come up and sublease it off of you to one of their drivers. It actually was last Monday when I saw the GP Transco truck. I was coming through Chicago. That stinks. They must have probably have programmed that in the computer at their new terminal out there. It will put one operations out of business. It will put some out of business, I agree. Dave Johnson is late. Yikes. 3 demerits. Well, I start early, so you're not as late as you would think. I told my wife to get her CDL and experience and we can team drive. She said no. Well, maybe she doesn't want to. But you can easily make, 150 depending on the company, maybe $200,000, and all into one bank account per year. Imagine in 5 years running hard at making $1 million. It can happen. It could happen at the right place. Mark was late for a show last week. Yeah, I was so late I wasn't on it. So you should be able to transfer at least one of those demerits to him. I have a demerit for not showing up at all because I can't get in at 3 p.m. I can't make a show. Let's see. Fleet Nav does this live show at 3 p.m. And the officer was on there again. I was going to harass him with more questions, but he wasn't. I wasn't on the show. And they're also live Fridays at 3 p.m. So there's always that. And I always have to get Jay in there. Live Tuesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern, right there, the Car Shipping Business Channel. You want to haul cars? Some people ask me about that sometimes. I don't get that many questions. Go talk to Jay. He can even give you business coaching and stuff. He does all that stuff over there. Nice. I think GP Transco's in Darien or Woodridge, Illinois. I just don't know what city. It's somewhere near Joliet, I thought. I had a removable top Bronco under a tree. They got hit by lightning, over $1,200 to get it rewired, and that was 05 at a Bronco. The semi would have been incredible price to do. I don't know, thousands upon thousands of dollars. It would have been down for however long had I owned that truck. But because I remained a company driver, it's a phone call and it's their problem to deal with. I don't know what they ever did with it because I never saw it again. Put your questions in our comment section after the fact and we'll try to get Trooper Hoover on again to follow him up. Oh, I could do that, right? Yeah, get that guy. They have a officer that comes on there and we get to ask him questions. What about CCC? So I wanted to talk about that. Remember CCC and the car companies went bankrupt a little bit ago? Okay. Well, it turns out that the CCC part was going to be sold to the former CEO of the company at a company called CWI that he started. He wanted to buy his own company out of bankruptcy. And it also turns out that the trailers that CCC used were leased from the company that the CEO was running. So he basically had a company, according to the article, that bought trailers and he leased the trailers that his company owned to his own company. What the heck kind of scam is that? And also, who is he? Oh, wait, he's the son of the founder of the place. What do you know about that? Now, I know what we're all shocked to hear this type of thing goes on, but apparently it's going on. So the former CEO, who's the son of the founder, had a company that leased trailers back to CCC, and now that same company wants to buy the company that he was the CEO of out of bankruptcy. Basically, you run the place into the ground and then buy it back to yourself for 10 cents on the dollar. Wow. You see why we are not rich and other people are? That is exactly why. We should have thought of this kind of thing. If you're ever hauling freight that is not your own, you're not independent. You're working for someone else. Right, that's correct, right. And then it goes levels of that, right? To be an independent, it has to have your name on the door to be a real independent. You went and got the freight. I agree. Totally. Then you're independent. If you have a Tesla Semi that gets hit by lightning, will that recharge the batteries? Oh, that'd be great. It would immediately go to 88 miles an hour. Probably cover under insurance as act of God. Maybe. I guess maybe comprehensive would cover it. You'd still be down. Okay, say they pay for it. You're down for what, a week? Who knows how long you're down? I doubt you have rental insurance or whatever. Maybe. Is there rental? There's an owner-operator. Can you get truck rental insurance for repairs? Michael Muller, my niece works for Chrysler in Belvedere, home of the Plymouth Neon, and says the new Jeep Cherokees are crap. All right. What about the Plymouth Neon? Let's compare it to that. By the way, Jeep Cherokees just were recalled this week for... there's a stalling problem where they wouldn't move. No, parking. It's the parking thing, right. Put the thing in park. It doesn't always go in park because there's something wrong with it. Thinks it's in the four-wheel drive or something. All Cherokees have been recalled, these last couple of years of them. The Bronco was a 78, so no EFI. Oh, right. You would have blown all that out, too. How much would that cost? It sounds like Enron. Yeah. Oh, let's start this. It's all just a big, shell game. Move it over here, buy it, run it to the ground, buy it out of bankruptcy. And so the court is saying, wait a minute, because apparently there were bids that were ignored. That's what this article is saying. There were other companies bidding in bankruptcy for parts of this, but they were ignored. So it could go not to this person, but to another place. It's just a big mess. It's just a total disaster. GP Transco is in Darien, Illinois. Okay, Darien, right. Outside Chicago. Let's put it that way. Michael Muller. Ran into Western Express lease operator. Nice. That got mad saying Western only gives him 1,200 miles a week. Wow. How does he make his payment? Do we know what his lease payment is? He cannot be making any money. It wouldn't, even if you're a company driver, that's no money. But leasing a truck, getting 1,200 miles, I mean, I guess maybe he's getting $10 a mile or something, but it seems unlikely. You may be interested to know that Friday we did an interview with our founder. We did a lightning round. Oh, did he get all the questions right? I would have done lightning round questions about fleet nav systems. Yeah. And did he come in did he I'm the founder kind of thing? I would have loved that too. Rumors that Covenant Transport founder owned the local Freightliner in Chattanooga. He sold himself the trucks. Brilliant. He's brilliant. Buy the place that provides the trucks to your company. And so he gets it all the way around. Yeah. And remember, one baby, one child. I forget what's it say on the back of the Covenant trailers. Philip Owens. It was covered under insurance, but back then I had to take the bills for repair to my insurance company personally. Oh, well, that wouldn't be great. At least it got covered. But you wouldn't have you had to have another vehicle to drive, right? How you been doing? Love the shows, Tom. Oh, thank you very much. Doing great here. I guess on insurance you do have a rental car, so. But can you get a rental semi for comprehensive coverage on a claim on a semi? Where's the owner operators to talk about that? Preacher Paul is rolling back north. I love it. Sounds like the CEO of Green Spaces. Dude bought buildings and rented them to his other company, who passed them on to their customers. They also bought his trademark from the first company for $1 to $2 million. Yeah, isn't that great? That's what we should do. I think Cash is King Trucking is actually right. So you get a truck and then lease it. What he should do is lease a truck back to himself. I think it would be even a better way to do it. You should buy a truck and then lease to a company and then lease that truck from that company back to yourself. At Smith, we had a 2020 389 catch fire. Yikes. We're driving down the road. Wow. And they had the Peterbilt rep at the yard looking at the new trucks to see what the problem is. The driver survived. That's good. It hit the brakes and bail. Company replaced all his belongings. That's good. They probably didn't have to, but that's a good thing. But I'm wondering about the truck. What do they do about that? Well, 2020 would get warranty work, I guess. I'd ask Peterbilt to buy that truck back. When I was at Western Express, Cash is King Trucking, they had TV up in the dispatch office, and they gave the averages for loads of miles, and the average dry van driver was getting $1,500 a week. Well, they're doing better than this person. $1,500. How do you lease a truck, get 1,500 miles? I guess you could, though, right? Depending on the mileage. Just depends how much you get a mile. You don't need to make a lot of miles if you're getting $4 a mile, right? That'd be better. Uncle Muller's doing a reset at GFS Staging in Concord, North Carolina. At least they have parking for a reset there. Nice. Flatbed trucker from TMC. Hello. I hope you got a clean truck. Where's all my cleaning supplies? It's good to see you. How's it going at TMC? Is there any freight? People at Maverick are riding and are having heart attacks. Christina Jones, fraud alert. The guts. Oh, he's probably not doing anything illegal. No one is suggesting that. Even the article is not suggesting that, and I'm not saying it. It seems fishy, but apparently you can do that. You can have a company lease stuff from your own company back to yourself, because they never suggested it was illegal or anything else in any way. It just seems not great. I own my truck and lease it back to your own company. Yeah, I think that's the way to do it, right? Go buy it and lease it back. I'm going to take my car and lease it back to Ford, and then they can lease it to somebody else. I think that's a pretty good idea. Are the rumors true? Is Western Express going to an all-teal fleet? They think that will improve their image in the industry. Let's find the best fleet and paint our trucks that color. So, yeah. What do you think about protesters destroying George Washington and Ulysses Grant statues? I heard about that. And they're also taking down, which I wrote down here, a Teddy Roosevelt statue at the New York Museum of Art, something like that. Nobody has destroyed an FDR statue. That was my take on it. Why doesn't anybody say anything about FDR? He imprisoned, I don't know, many tens of thousands of Japanese people in World War II with an executive order. Just simply imprison them based on their heritage. That seems like something that's not great. So, want to destroy statues? Let's get FDR in on that too. So, No, I'm not happy about that at all. 1,500 miles. Ulysses S. Grant, of all people, we're going to take down? Up 1,500 miles a week. Who did he get mad? No, I mean, he's probably the top driver there. They're like, oh, this is our number one driver. I think the place to go, of course, is KLLM, where you can rack up 9 million miles in just a few years. Quality Cares gave me a rental for 2 months when my truck went down. It was $150 extra a week. It was out so long because of back order on parts for Freightliner. All right. Is that part of the deal there then? Extra $150, you get another truck? Okay. At my old company, Peterbilt came out to double check all our batteries wiring because of the fire. One caught fire at 400 miles. That stinks. That would stink. Kenneth Schneider Ryder is an authorized rental company for what? For like if your truck goes down, you just walk in there basically. But your insurance or something is going to have to pay for that kind of thing to get it paid for. You know, it's not cheap to get a truck. FDR did more to destroy the country than almost any other president. Well, in the context of tearing down the statues for the protesters, having people's rights taken away purportedly in the past, I would say FDR took away, people had to live in camps for years because of their heritage, right? Because of the way they looked and where they came from. So I would say that is enslavement in camps. And nobody gripes about that because of the party he was in, maybe. I don't know. All I'm saying is I don't like it. If we want to be, straight up about it, let's go take down his statues too. Freight's still good at TMC, making money and getting them out. All right. So, people have been griping about flatbeds a little bit, so that's good. Seen an Ozark truck that said 5 million mile driver on the side. That's a lot of miles. I don't know how you'd get to that. That's 40 years. That's easily 40 years of driving. So that's pretty good. I probably won't see 5 million. That's 40 years on the road of driving. FDR invented welfare. Oh, right. So we got to keep it back up. Right. Oh, we can't take that down. Yikes. I'll have to keep them up. Handing that money out. Right. For a little bit of money, people are just ignore everything. The owner of Cargo Carrier Corp out of Fort Smith, Arkansas, owned the dealerships and the national lease and the trucking company, and they would do it that way. Yeah, I'm not saying it's illegal. It doesn't seem great, but maybe it's the smartest thing you can do. KLLM must not know the difference. Oh, they didn't change that guy's truck. They brought it from Canada, and it said kilometers on it. It's like, dang it, I heard 9 million already. Only 20 to 25 years teaming. Ooh, that would really kill me, 25 years teaming. Yellow Freight, $1.68. What about, though, Hertz? Should we have bought Hertz about 25 days ago? 25 days ago, as we know, Hertz in bankruptcy court. 25 days ago, their stock was 56 cents a share. All right, you think, oh, well, that's garbage. What is it today? $1.46. $1.46. Would that have been the stock to buy? You could have tripled your money in the last month. Tripled your money. So your $10 in is like 20 something. I went to public school. It's a lot. All I know, it's a lot of money. That wouldn't have been a bad deal. Road Runners, $2.60. I will say Pam. What's the other one I looked up today? Pam is $30.15. All right, 1 month ago was $36. They're down 20% in the last 30 days. That's not great. So they're on the slides too. They need to pick it back up, or I'd be getting a little nervous over there. He also wanted a lifetime appointment. I'm sure a lot of presidents do want that. Al Johnson saw that someone defaced the SRV statue. Why, he was just an awesome guitarist. Oh, Steve Ray Vaughan. Why are we going after this statue? So just all statues now. Every statue, we're just going to go take it down. What did they put on the Stevie Ray Vaughan statue, or was it just defaced? I mean, I never heard about that, but what's the story with that? Let's go paint on this statue too. How about, as I put at the beginning, right, just because, you can't do things that are illegal to say, oh, people are doing things that are illegal to me, so I'm going to do illegal things. You can't justify doing anything, defacing, when you feel your life's being defaced. That's not how it works. People need to you're never going to get the public behind you on that either. Groups, Any groups that keep people out based on their race or their religion or their sex or anything, I don't want to join that kind of group. And all of these, Congress has this too. It just aggravates me to no end. What do they have? Like the Congressional Black Caucus. Why do they have a caucus? I don't understand it. There's a women's caucus. Now, how about let's have a people caucus in Congress? How about that? How about we're all just people and we're not looked at, as long as we separate each other based on things that we don't have any control over, we won't ever grow. You can't be proud of something you don't have anything to do with. Because you're born a certain color or a certain race or a certain sex, there's no reason to be proud of that. You don't have anything to do with it. Be proud of your accomplishments, not something you don't have anything to do with. And work with everybody equally. Okay, when someone applies for a job, they either get the job or they don't. Now, we need a certain percentage of these people and a certain percentage of those people. No, that's not how equality works. Statues are people too. What about statue lives matter? How about that? Let's put that out there. Oh, somebody did already know my trucker, right? Statue lives matter. Yeah, let's get that started. Hertz dive bomb, then shot back up. Look, I'll say this, and I'm not a stock expert, obviously, or I'd already be a millionaire. At 56 cents a month ago, a little less than a month, it's $1.46 today. So your $100 could have turned into like $400 or something public schoolish. It could have turned into a lot of money. That's all I'm saying. Maybe right now is not a bad time to get it for the future. I have no idea. I thought maybe we should get it at $1.46. A few months ago, it was $5. So what if they pick it back up? I don't think Hertz is going to close, really, personally. What if they come back and it goes to $5 or $10? I mean, that could be retirement. Of course, it could go to zero and you lose all your money. I don't know. Take down the Statue of Liberty. We're not free anymore. That's correct. Right. Covered until we're all free. Cover that up. Oh, let somebody deface that. Holy mackerel. Statues have rights too. Yeah. What about statues? Because they don't know what they're doing and don't understand the history of the country. Yeah. Look, history is just that. History is history, and you have to remember it. We're taught it. You can't erase it because you pull a statue down. It doesn't change the past, and the past doesn't change your future. How about that? That's Motivation Monday, right? No matter what happened in the past to somebody else or even to you, even up to right now, your future is still yours. Every day is like a book. Ooh, that's pretty good. And you write the page. You write it. Nobody's writing that page. Don't let anybody else hold that pen. You write that page. How about that? Motivation Monday. I feel like Congress sometimes does bad decisions, Edgar. Yes, that is the understatement of the day. Sometimes Congress does bad decisions. Let's defund Congress. What website do you use to see trucking stocks? I just type in yellow freight stock price and, PAM transport stock price and just look them up. Yep. And it gives you the current price right then. So this was about, $11.50 this morning. And, that was then. It can change as time goes by. Let's melt on the Statue of Liberty and the Liberty Bell. What, make pennies out of it? Statues are built with taxpayer dollars. I agree, with all taxpayer dollars. Right. I saw a meme that showed the Statue of Liberty swimming back to France. That's something, and, that's terrible. Hertz owns Avis, Dollar, and Thrifty. Really? Okay. And I don't think they're going to close. I just don't. Maybe. They've been selling cars like crazy, although I looked and they're not that great a deal. People saying, oh, they're a great deal. They're okay of a deal. But, a car that's a year old, it's got 30,000 miles on it. It's had, 73 drivers. I don't know. I don't know how many burnouts the car's done. My company is buying new trucks. What do y'all think of Western Star? Love it. Not that I have a say in it, just wondering. To get the 5700 Western Star, boy, if they buy that, see if you can get yourself into one of those. England, of all places, has some of them. They look great. You don't see that many of them on the road. I found them to be like a bank vault inside, as they say. When you shut that door, it's super quiet in there, all thickly padded, soundproofed. I love them. As long as you're not paying for the fuel or buying the truck or anything, that's what you get. I got an email from the Quick Trip that said we were in a national coin shortage to try to use exact change. I saw that. Because people have been out spending money, there's not enough coins. And, by the way, some places now won't take your money. I've seen signs you can only use your card. They will not let you use money. So there's not enough coins being circulated. Yep. Well, Bill's sticking my head in for a minute. Got to go enjoy the day. Oh, all right. Well, it's good to have you have been here. Pennies cost 3 cents to make, so they're inefficient and need to get rid of them. Yeah, let's just roll them up and get them out of here. Been reading a book on pre-revolution America and find it interesting that a lot of political people were paid by the local government with salaries withheld if the people didn't like the job they did. Oh, that'd be great. We decide their pay that year. Yeah, how about that? George Wilson, a cool music video is from the 80s by Bananarama. Cruel Summer. All right. The truck is a U model Mac. I drove a U model at Carmichael. Is that the one? Is that the half cab? Didn't somebody tell me that's called a U model Mac? I looked at Hertz and don't think they have good deals. No, I don't think the cars were any kind of great deal. There were people posting, oh, go get a great deal. I don't know. It's not a really great deal. The prices are on par with what other used cars are. And this car, a lot of them, they get them serviced somewhere. I don't know where they service them. So they don't have a service history at Carfax, and you don't know how many people drove this car. And if they drive it like me, I probably would have buy the used car. I'll tell you, I'm pretty rough on them. I like to test the cars out and see how they do. Chris Dunaway, the All-Stars cars are a glorified Fraker. The Western Stars, look, the Western Stars are quieter inside, way quieter, and they look better. Mark for president in 2020. Musafar, that's great. That would be a lot of fun. We're on the Bill Gates agenda. It seems so. Michael Muller. Well, we'll see how that works. Get a bumper sticker going, and that would be really something. You're running around today getting ready for the work week. Hertz was Rent-A-Wreck. Oh, I remember Rent-A-Wreck. I've rented from there before, I do say. I use Enterprise when I have to go somewhere. Once in a while, work will send me so far that I'll get a rental car. And so I had a rental for 2 weeks from Enterprise, a Sonata, a few years ago. I went to Mississippi and then Tennessee, put 2,200 miles on the car in 2 weeks, and it did, 50 burnouts, neutral drops, everything. The car was a real trooper, I'll tell you. It was so new, too. Sirius radio was still on. It only had, 500 miles on it or something. I was probably one of the first people to drive it. And I turned it back in, almost 3,000 miles on the car. Yeah, did I check the oil? No, did not. I say welcome back to trucking. OD for president. Yeah, somebody's got to get in there that knows something. I didn't know we were in a coin shortage, so now when I find pennies on heads, I actually feel lucky. Yeah, that's what they have actually said. People aren't spending money, coins, and so it's hard to get coins, apparently. When Britain started to offer salaries guaranteed to the people, that made a lot of people mad and was one of the steps that was leading to the revolution, Fleet Nav Systems. That's pretty good. All right, you're going to head out of here. Have a great day. I'm sure it's an important meeting, as they always have at corporations, at huge corporations like that. So thanks for being here. They do a live show every Tuesday and Friday at 3 p.m., and we'll see you there. And I looked into that episode you told me about, right? Species 8472 versus the Borg, right? I'll email you about that. So they are still that because they're not a true Western Star since Freightliner bought them and moved the plant from Canada to Oregon. I still think it's quieter inside. It looks better than a Freightliner. As long as I'm not paying for it, I'll take the Western Star. I doubt it gets the same fuel mileage. Hope to see you on the show tomorrow. It'll be a live call-in show, so call in and talk about whatever's going on in trucking that you want to talk about. And don't forget the lightning round. Are the police ever going to be defunding? Yeah, some cities probably will at least cut funding and that. Some police now, Atlanta, did you see that? A lot of police called off over the weekend or in the last few days. I was just reading about it. And they came out and said, oh, no, you can still call. We'll still come out to your emergencies. But the police are getting sick of it too now. And I think that's the solution. At a city that says they want to defund the police, all the police should call off. Say, fine, this is what it is without police. And make a big announcement about it so everybody knows about it. I like the Kia Forte. Rented that for a few days on Vegas. That'd be all right. Good warranty on it or whatever. Kind of small. A fire at a Florida airport destroyed more than 3,500 rental cars. Yeah, that was an insurance thing. If you saw that. These cars are sitting in the middle of nowhere and suddenly they catch on fire. And like I saw in an article about that, every base model Dodge Charger has been ruined in America with crank windows. I like setting the parking brake on my rental car and going full throttle to get a nice front-wheel drive burnout. Cash's King Trucking. I will say I won't admit to whether I've done that or not, but the electric parking brakes on the cars now really hold good. So that is true. Police need to be reformed and retrained, not defunded. Well, there should be training. Defunding them is not a great plan. You don't just say, okay, no police then. We're just not going to fund the police. That's not a great plan. There are real victims of crime that need to call the police. Okay, so you can't say, well, the police are all bad. They're not all bad. Not all of anybody is not bad. Because, people saying, well, people are putting all people of a certain race or whatever into one basket. Okay, then you can't put all people that are police into one basket. It can't work that way. That's not how it works to make change. Edgar, the company you work for uses Geotab. What do you think? And do you have it on dark mode? There's no such thing as a shortage. There does seem to be a coin shortage. That I will say. Okay, you're just going to help a customer. If you're free again, you'll jump back in. Okay, thank you for that. Help a customer meetings go to boring meeting. All right, so I got it. Waiting for the new Tesla tractor. They said that they're going to start making those. He's all in on tractors, and that's going to start coming up. So probably gets better fuel mods than the Freightliner. I don't know about that. I mean, I'm getting close to 9. So absolutely, I'm doing good. Yeah, the blue flu. That's right. They should say, you want to defund us? Fight. We're not going to come to work. I totally agree. I thought the police were pretty much toast since Roxanne. Yikes. Wow. Blast from the past from that. 12 million cut from the Boston police. That's not, you don't keep cities safe by, strength through firepower. I remember rent-a-wreck. My car was broken down. I rented a supercharged Pontiac for prom, and they were the only ones who would rent to an 18-year-old. Yeah, you could go in with, $250 or something, or maybe even not, and they would rent you a car, an older car that is still in good conditions, I think they said it. How will we be able to charge a Tesla truck? Will they make it in the market? Well, what they're talking about initially is that companies that buy the trucks will have a charging facility at their location. So you own a trucking company, you install a charger there, and it would do a route where it can come back and charge every day. That's initially what they'd like to do. And then they're going to build a supercharger network for the trucks. They are. Will it make it? Well, you don't have a fuel cost in it. So I think some companies will buy it. I drive small cars, my Cobalt Focus. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I have a Sonic. I'm just saying it's a small car at a rental. I agree that your Focus is one size larger than my Sonic because I had Focuses, so I hear you. I had 2 Focuses, as a matter of fact. I say Cash King Trucking for President 2020. All right. And who will he have as his running mate? Magnum, Freemiller, or National Carriers for a new driver? Let's see what people think. I'm going to take choice A. I enjoy my 2021 T680. Wow. People are getting these new ones. Fight crime by appointment only. Yes, you should tell criminals to come back later when the police can respond. You saw a guy, Cassius King, on YouTube with a brand new Western Star. Bolts came out and radiator almost fell out going down the road, averaging 7.2 with APU. No thanks. Yeah, but that could be a design, where it's made to do that. Because if the radiator drops down, it gets more airflow through it. You're not thinking like an engineer. So that grill and all that stops the radiator. If it's hanging way down there, all the air can go through it and keeps the engine cooler and more efficient. The police is not using force. The police are not using use of force correctly. You don't need to pull a gun on a guy who's unarmed. Your taser works fine. That's easy to say. I'll tell you what. Anybody comes in my house unarmed gets a gun pulled on them and they get shot immediately. So I'm not a big, I'm not a kind of soft on criminals kind of person. If you run from the cops or whatever, you get what you get. Don't run. If you attack the police, you got to be careful. Like walking around, there are people with guns walking around. Maybe they have permits or whatever to carry them. You attack somebody that's got a gun, you might get a bullet in the head. Don't do that. Be careful when you're committing crimes. If you commit a crime, and then, what did Beretta say? My T680 is very quiet. It's after being 4 years old. Oh, yeah, we don't go Kenworths here. They don't like to spend a lot of money on trucks. Can't believe we have electric windows. What do you think about digital currency? Never looked into it or anything. Heard a little bit about Bitcoin. Don't really know that much about it other than using a debit card. My project car is a 1990 Geo Metro hatchback. 55 horsepower. And it better have the stick, because the 3-speed in that made it horrible. Then you look, BLM will burn down City Hall. They just took the fences down here, which they commented it cost $6,000. Hello from Canada Police. Canada Police will always be needed, in my opinion. They have a hard job. I agree. Right. I totally agree. You're dealing with the criminals and stuff all day. You don't get called out to wonderful things. Misty, I've been working out of town for 5 weeks. I know. My company rents for Enterprise. You have a Nissan Rogue to drive. What do you think about that? And did you get to pick the car? Sometimes I'll go in there and try and scam a different kind of car out of them. Although I haven't gotten a rental in 3 or 4 years now. I haven't had to go anywhere. But that's pretty good that they got you a rental car. You've been gone a long time, though. Boxer started cleaning herself, and my cat Penelope looked at her in disgust, who walked to the other side of the bed. Nice. Boxer. My company gave me an iPhone, and there's a Geotab app on the phone. I must keep the charger on so the screen doesn't go black. Yeah, good. They should give you a product to use it on there. There's a Geotab app, right, which I would only tell you to install on a separate phone. Don't install this stuff on your own phone, no matter what Geotab and everybody says about it. And the company should provide that to you, in my opinion, as a company driver. Whatever you need to do your job, like a log that goes back to the company, they should provide you with a device to use that. They want to use it. They provide the device. And I don't even like this, oh, we'll give you $20 a month. I don't like that. You give me the device. Why should I install your software, whatever, who knows, on my product? So always, don't let them install stuff on your phone. Why don't fleets use the tall tires, run slower, last longer? That's a good question. What does an owner-operator think about that? Because there's still some probably using the tall tires. I think they're harder to get now, too. I'm getting 8.6 miles per gallon at 64, sometimes with light loads, 9.3. That's pretty good. With the miles you want, you got it made. Used to be a police officer in a pretty small town. I worked night shift for 2 years. We had training, but night shift was definitely on-the-job training. Yeah, look, come RoboCop, right? Dead or alive, you're coming with me. Defunding just means less trained and underpaid cops. All they're going to do is cut out of training. Edgar, when I switch truck, I just take the Geotab device and install in the other truck. That's pretty convenient. Remember, if the log needs to be, any device that is running the log needs to be mounted securely to the dashboard, okay? So they need to have a mount for it in the truck somewhere. So Sonic is a great car for extreme upper 30s folks. I totally agree, right? The dashboard looks like a motorcycle, according to Chevy. That's what they wanted to do it. Digital speedometer with with no tachometer or anything, and no gauges. Actually, it has a tachometer, but it has no other gauges, not even a temperature gauge. So pretty good, yeah. First car from Chevy to not have a CD player in it. Well, what is that we get for mass manufacturing? We got it built on Monday or Friday. You also have to determine the day that your vehicle was built. By all means, write me in when you vote in November. I pardon your first crime if you vote for me. Oh, that's pretty good. If I get a chicken in every pot, I'm in. Jerry rocks. Mark for president. I bet he would paint Air Force One red, white, and teal. At least I'd see a teal vehicle. I'd get one of those Antonovs as an Air Force One, so that we saw in that other video. I think Tesla truck will be good for local companies. Yeah, they're going to build a day cab. So you sit in traffic quietly. It just sits there. It'll save a ton of fuel. Be interesting to see over the long term how much it actually saves versus, a semi with a diesel engine, because I cannot imagine the amount of heat that's produced by electric motors trying to pull a semi around town. Alexander is here. You're late. Sorry. What are you talking about, banana people? So, did they fix the turn radius on the new T680? Mr. Brooks fired the taser at the officer, and the taser is a deadly weapon when used by untrained personnel. Look, if you fire anything at an officer, you get shot. Okay, I don't have any problem with that. That case in Atlanta is different than the other cases. The Atlanta case, okay? It just is. This guy is only out, he's already a convicted felon, he's out, he's drunk, and his lawyer down there, which really aggravates me. So why don't we have some compassion for this man and just let him walk home? Because he drove drunk to the Wendy's and fell asleep in the line. So he's driving around drunk already. He's lucky nobody died, okay? So no. That's we don't have compassion. I don't have any compassion for drunk drivers. My first offense for drunk driving, I'd throw you in jail for a year. And second offense would be 10 years. Okay, so I wouldn't tolerate it. Way too many people die from that. for no reason, innocent people. I don't like it at all. So I think they're already too easy on people doing that. Thinking of starting a trucker protest, going to call it Nothing Matters. Oh, yeah. Maybe you can get some of these other groups to go with you. That Geo's got a 5-speed manual. That's the only way you can get 50-some horsepower up to highway speed. Those things got 50 miles to the gallon, and that Metro would probably fit in the trunk of my Sonic. That's how tiny they are. Michael Muller, have you heard about the 18-year-old Latino security guard? You mean the security guard. I fixed that for you so it wasn't racist. The good shoot-in that got shot in the back by the LAPD was doing his job in an auto body shop. No, I did not hear about that one. Did that just come out today or something? I can pick any car in the class. Oh, okay, yeah. And you chose a Rogue. Hey, as long as the air works, and you don't need four-wheel drive right now, although it might have it, you're good. Bad cop, good cop, necessary evil. You do need, look, without police, we shouldn't need any police, right? Shouldn't everybody just treat everybody well and be done with it? How about that? But you do need police. And taking shows like Cops and Live PD off the air doesn't change what's happening. It doesn't, people don't want, oh, we're just showing people in their worst moments. Yeah, that's right. That's what people are. They shouldn't be drunk. A lot of the calls are domestic calls. You see that. You shouldn't be beating your spouse or whoever's living with you. You shouldn't do any of that. Believe me, when there are only 3 guys working a night shift, you do something dumb, I pulled my gun. Absolutely. Car door stop tasers, not bullets. I know. That's only in the movies. They open their car door and stand back there. That ain't stopping nothing. Okay? I totally agree. Hey, Mark, are you on Facebook or another site like that? I am. There's Trucking Answers on Facebook. Although it doesn't get much activity from me. I do post videos there and stuff like that. But yes, there is a Facebook for it too. There's an Insta, but I haven't been on there in forever. I have a Twitter. So I have a website with a blog. I have a few things. My company leases our trucks, and they mostly have owner-operator specs in our trucks. Nice. Also, our 400 to 600 truck fleet. We have owner-operator specs as long as air conditioning is the only spec that an owner-operator would want. They just buy the fleet trucks. Like a lot of companies, they're like, how do we get the lowest price truck? And look at the Columbias that we had. Those trucks still had crank windows. So when they transferred to Cascadias, they came with power windows. That's why we got them. So, but the Columbia still had crank windows. Take the guns away from the police, just like England. The criminals will also disarm. Absolutely. Once you remove the guns, the criminals will be like, well, we don't need guns either then. That's how it works, certainly. Defund stupidity. I wish we could do that. The schools are going to be every other day here in Indiana. No kid's going to learn with that. I hate Amazon loads. The employees treat drivers like crap. I've heard that they're bad, but they're just used to people coming in trucks made 55 years ago. You saw TLGP transcript trucks around Louisville. Why aren't they up here? They're so close. Because I'm on the side roads, I never see them. Alexander just got up from a nap. Oh, nice. Napping during the day. Anybody nervous about trucking through Minneapolis? I would be a little nervous about it. Not Chicago as much, I don't think. I completely agree with you on drunk driving. Zero sympathy. I agree. Right. Thank you for that. There's no excuse. There's no reason. You can't say, oh, I was just doing this. No, nothing. You're out drunk driving, jail. Period. So that guy down there, because his lawyer, that guy in Atlanta, I can't remember his name, which I'm sorry about, but his attorney came out and said, why can't we have compassion? Why didn't the police have compassion and let him go home, which was close? Because he's out driving drunk. That's why he failed the field sobriety test. So that's why he goes to jail. That's exactly why he goes to jail. And he would have got out way sooner than I would have let him out of jail. You dreamt about bananas? Well, I won't go any more with that. I got caught leaving a bar 6 years ago by a dyslexic cop. He gave me an IUD. Ha! Yikes. Hopefully he only handed it to you. That's good. That is a good one, though. The tall rubber isn't as fuel efficient. It takes more energy to overcome the sidewall flex when the tire makes contact with the road. The rolling resistance of a tires is a big deal for cars and trucks, right? Rolling resistance is a deal. That's why they have these energy, low rolling resistance tires. So the tall rubber would cost you more in fuel is what you're saying. I normally pick a small pickup, but they didn't have one. Oh, well, Rogue is not bad, I guess. So what, would you get like a Ranger or something? I got arrested, passed on my Rudy Tooty Fresh and Fruity at IHOP. I got arrested. I didn't get shot because I'm not an idiot. And I took the consequences of my actions. Being a grown-up is tough. Dang it. Did they let you at least finish your breakfast? You weren't even driving, though. But still, look, don't do this stuff. That's no excuse. I hope you did learn from that, you know. I did think you had a misspelling there. Oh, yikes. Tesla said rotary diesel engine like trained to generate power to wheels. 1 gallon to 50 miles worth of power. Good article. Oh, that'd be interesting. Rotary diesel. Are mounted to the passenger seat like the police has will work too. That's correct. Criminals will disarm. Oh, yeah. Look, once they come out and say, look, this city is disarmed, like Chicago, the criminals in Chicago don't use any guns because for so many years they had gun control there. So, absolutely. You know how that works. I mean, shootings were bad in Chicago. There were killings. Well, that's every weekend, though. Union Pacific, big boy fan. Every weekend, Chicago has, 10 to 30 shootings, usually on a good weekend. And the weather was nice this weekend. You know, at least pretty much here it was most of the weekend. A little rain, which keeps it cool, cools you off from a shooting. You know, you can get hot from shooting it or whatever. So, absolutely, your weapon, I should say, right? I'm with you. I have less than zero sympathy for criminals, especially when they fight or run from the cops. Chicken holler. That's it. Look, if you're going to get arrested, you go with the cops. If you go running, I don't even think they should have to chase you, okay? They just don't. It's ridiculous that you run. When they say you're coming with us, that's it. You're coming with them. Period. You don't go running, grab their taser, and run. You don't. So that one, I get a lot less sympathy for that one. The first leg of a civil society is security. It's absolutely. The police need to know that their authority, when you have to come with them, you have to go with them. Hope they change the laws for over-road drivers' right to carry. This is always a contentious thing. That's apparently you can carry, I'm not a gun expert on this, as long as your permit and the state you're in honors your permit, your reciprocity, you could carry in your truck legally. But if you go to a state that doesn't honor it, I mean, it's a big deal to look it up. And most companies will not allow you to have a gun in the truck. They'll fire you for it on the spot. So, but if you own the truck, I guess it's just up to the law then. Protests are being interviewed stated over the weekend that Father's Day was a white holiday. It is? Does it say that? Come on. Okay, this is crazy. That is not a white holiday. It's a holiday for fathers. All right? It's not even really a paid holiday for anybody. Everybody can celebrate it or not, however they want to, right? Al John, they did not let me finish my breakfast. That totally stinks. They probably make you pay for it, too. Otherwise, you get arrested for shoplifting or something. You should have at least got to finish, at least take a to-go box. George Wilson, great show. Thanks. I need to go on hiatus for a while. Oh, do you have a valuable deed here or respect for privacy, Mark? I know who you drive for. Oh, okay. Well, thank you very much. And you're going on hiatus. Well, we'll see you when you get out of hiatus. I eat my breakfast while I drive. Well, Union Pacific Big Boy. I agree with you. Okay, thank you very much. Can you send your specs for Nikola Tesla? For Tesla Nikola. Oh, that would be great. Unless you're stone sober, do not be out at night. Well, you got to drive home at night or whatever. Like I get home early in the morning. But yeah, I mean, look, unless you're sober, you shouldn't be out driving. Okay, that's simple. Call an Uber or a cab or something. And that's it, and go get your car the next day. Option to buy with the free maintenance for 1 million miles. Ooh, that would be really great. Free maintenance for 1 million miles. The hope on the Tesla is it doesn't need as much maintenance because of the electric. So we'll see. Some of their cars, some of them are getting a lot of miles from their test loop, have some maintenance issues on them, but not as much the car. I saw a Model X that needed a couple doors put on it, and it had its batteries replaced. So I think it's kidnapping when the police take someone against their will, Christina. Yeah, hey, you should call, when they take you to jail, you should, on your phone call the police and say you're being held against your will. That would be, and then more police come. Then they shoot each other. No federal law against carry. Right, it's state by state, right? Am I right on this? You get a permit to carry, which I don't think you should need, but that's another story. And then it's state by state. And if your state that issued your carry permit and the state that you're in honors your state, you can carry to that state. I think that's how it works. They're finally paving I-39, which I used to bypass Chicago, so I'm going to save a ton on Tylenol. Good. They've been paving everything in sight. I don't know why for the 2 months the whole country was in lockdown, nobody was doing any road work. Is the Rona out on the cement too? Al Johns, I don't like cops, but I respect them. They have a 24/7 job that's difficult to say the least. And I'm not great with authority, but you just have to go. I mean, they would have eventually taken you anyway, right? Alexander, considering my mom was murdered, I have zero compassion for criminals. I'm sorry about that, and there's no compassion here for people that are criminals either. No, they won't. Plus, it will take our Second Amendment rights away from all of us, too. Right. Hey, good morning from Hermiston, Oregon. Kelly Patterson, what's going on away out there? Holy mackerel. Well, Bill, thanks for all you do for all of us. I appreciate that. Thanks for being here every weekend, this craziness while I change hours and stuff. Have you heard of MAD? How about MAD T? Mothers Against Dumb Truckers. MAD I've heard of. I haven't heard about that. Actually could be real, so I'm not sure about that. Chicago had 104 shootings. Oh, Jerry Rocks. Oh, that's nice. Is that a record there? In Chicago, it's only about 300 people on both sides shooting each other over drug and gang disputes, embarrassing the whole city. Yeah, that's true, right. It isn't most people. Just certain areas. Look, I lived at 1800 North Whipple in Chicago. It was a bad neighborhood. The landlord told me it was a bad neighborhood. Don't look at people on their porch when you're coming home, she said, if you walk home. Don't look at people and don't make weird movements. That's what she told me. Just walk straight ahead and nobody will bother you, all right? And this was in 88. Okay, so I can imagine what it is now. What's the best way to get the body used to driving nights? Oh, you'll just have to do the same schedule. I mean, that's the only way to do it. Over the road is very difficult because the schedule changes. That's why I like to encourage people to get a dedicated route that goes the same time every day, even if it's at night, because you'll get used to those nights. And then when you go home, you have to maintain that same schedule. Yep. That's what you have to do. I put some Uber stickers on my windows so please don't mess with me while I'm out late at night. You could do that. There's that little light up thing you could plug in there. That's not a bad idea. Robert, we'll let that, that's one for Google. Sleep during the day. Blackout curtains are awesome. Agree, right? Keep the truck dark when you're sleeping. 40% of all reported gunshots in Chicago turn out to be super single blowouts. Ha! It's the super singles. I think TMC, right? We had that TMC driver. Don't they have a lot of super singles? And that'd be a good person to ask. What do you think about the super singles there? I always get questions about that. 2 options for generator, diesel or natural gas. Someone said hydrogen cell in the works. They're working on it. They're working on hydrogen trucks. Yeah, Toyota's got a hydrogen car out already. The Mirai. What do you mean you shouldn't have a permit to carry? Just looking for clarity. I mean that in the United States, you have the right to bear arms. That's what I mean like that. The government, your rights aren't given to you by the government. Okay, the Constitution limits the government on what it does. You know, they don't give you your rights. You already have your rights. So I'm all for, people didn't have to go ask for a permit in the 1810. Right, so that came later. The government doesn't get to say, pay us, which most permits cost, and we'll let you have the rights you already have. Every 11th person has COVID-19. That's why no group's larger than 10. I think in Indiana, we're up to 100. So I think they think less people have it now. Every 11th person. Do you know 10 people that are well? Then it's you. In Memphis, most people know the people are trying to kill. It's not as random as other places. Getting mugged, though, that's random. It can be. I mean, part of it, look, and you shouldn't be mugged, but part of it is, people are here, oh, there was a mugging in an alley. What are you doing walking down an alley at 2 a.m. into Chicago, okay? What are you doing? Try to stick to the main streets and buy a car. You're safer. Does anyone know of a good trucking company to team drive for? A good friend of mine and I are looking into it. Oh, Alexander. Well, Red Monkey Trucking was on here, and he's teaming over there at GP Transco. So that could be something to consider. And what about the place you're at? Are either of you at a place that would keep you rolling as a team? You're already there. That'd probably be the best place to look to start with. That way you don't have to do anything except get together and start teaming. Rights are God-given, not man-given, Christina. Yeah, your rights, you already have your rights. The government doesn't here's some rights we're going to give you. That's not how it works here. Constitution limits, Congress shall not. It doesn't ever say the people don't do stuff. I hate four-wheelers that cut you off right when the exit ramp. Yeah, they're like, oh, I think I need to get off here. When they had 2 miles behind you to get in the right lane. Yeah, they're passing, and then the ramp comes up, they pass you, and then slow down to get off here. What are we doing? You have a car, get going. I once drove a hydrogen bus. It was a real gas. Yikes. The buses here are hydrogen electric. Some of them are like diesel electric and hydrogen electric buses. They're super expensive, the city buses here. Some of them are bendy buses. They talked about them being $400,000. And you get on the bus, there's nobody on there. So it's great. I'm not a Red Viking follower, but he ranked cities you'll have problems in either you or your freight. Kind of eye-opening. Yeah, I mean, there was a list put out or whatever. Any part of any city could be a bad area. Always be looking around and always be ready for anything. They're not aware of their surroundings. Be aware of what's around you. Always be ready. ABR. How about that? Super single tires need to be outlawed. They're very bad. I've never had them yet. I'm still waiting. You work for the same company as they don't have the long haul freight volume. Oh, okay. Well, that would be the best option to get started, certainly. Otherwise, Red Monkey Trucking here is doing okay. GP Transco teaming. So I don't get too many teams in. There's also FedEx does a lot of teaming. Are you ready to sleep while the truck is moving? Hydrogen vehicles are lighter. Oh, because all the hydrogen holds them up in the air. People don't understand the Constitution anymore. They think that the Constitution limits people, and it doesn't. The Constitution limits the government. All the limits are placed on the government. They think the government is their parents. I know. And they think they're supposed to get an allowance every week. St. Peter, you're only given an opportunity to be successful. The success isn't given to you. St. Petersburg was looking at a city bus all electric, 1 million. As long as they got the charging. Hey, Big Trucking, I'm just glad roller dogs are back. Finally, you can go get your own wieners at most places, I would say. Some places still no, but most places you're finally back. You don't have to have some strange clerk grab a wiener and stick it in your bun. Is anyone else checking the top of the trailer for a dead body? Do you at least look down the trailer to see if there are red marks down there? I mean, that would have been the thing. I thought about that this week, and I should have said that. So this body's on the trailer. What if he would have dropped this trailer in a yard somewhere, right, and then got another trailer and left? And this body would have sat out there at 90 degrees in the sun or whatever. Can you imagine over a weekend or 3, 4, 6, 8 days or whatever the body sits out there? What a disaster that would have been. Terrible. This guy killed himself, of course. But what if it would have just sat up there and baked in the sun over the weekend and somebody comes in to get that trailer? Oh, that's horrible. And like the wife said, he shouldn't do that because look what he's doing to the driver. You're putting so many other people in, hurting their minds and stuff. It's not great. Sierra England is forcing teaming, just never go there. Yeah, you could go to England. You get one of the truck, you get an extra bed. They need to create a trailer that expands its length. You could run short in the city when you're half loaded. Oh, that's pretty good. A shrinky trailer. They make those for flatbed. That's true. Maybe they could have a trailer with leaves that you take in and out of it. But yeah, they do have expandables on flatbeds. Why couldn't they do that? Because they wouldn't know what to do with the sides, I guess. It could kind of accordion in back into place. That wouldn't be a bad idea to have an expandable van. There's something you can invent. We could buy that and then lease it back to our own company as well. You saw a driver thumping their tires with a stick. I assume they're a wizard and the wand properly inflates their tire. Yeah. Did they just find a random stick? At least usually people have some certain thing. Let's just pick up a stick. Yikes. Stop waiting. Singles are very dangerous as soon as they were down a very bad kind of tire. Well, why aren't they as bad on a car? And I'm serious about that because I've never driven them. I mean, you have singles on your car, and when they wear down, you just put new singles on. Yeah, what is that you smell? That's the problem. I mean, you come by the trailer, and how many flies and stuff would be by the trailer 3 days at 90 degrees? I mean, there's vultures circling around. I guess they'd already be on there. You'd rather chew on your own toenails than drive for Sierra England? I'd rather just be able to see my own toes than drive for England. What if the body broke through the top when they go to unload? Oh, my gosh. I never thought about that. And find a surprise. And the guy was like, you popped the seal. Yeah. I'm surprised he didn't go through the top of the trailer. It's very impressive that it held him up there. But What if it has those little pinholes in it and he's leaking into the freight? Some spotter puts the trailer in the dock or whatever Monday, and he's actually leaking onto the freight. Oh my gosh. Cash is King Trucking likes super singles. I haven't had the chance to drive them. Or imagine you got a truck and trailer wash. Oh my gosh, what if you went to the Blue Beacon? They only use that big wand up there. And when they're wanding the thing off, I can't even imagine it. This guy's wanding the trailer with that high pressure, blowing chunks of this guy over on the person on the other side of the trailer. Oh my gosh. An eyeball comes flying off. Oh, that is terrible. I had a full load of 1,200 cases of PETA. Overnight, I went from reefer to flatbed driver. That's pretty good. The super singles are too wide. They do not grip the same. But the super singles are less wide than two singles. Cash is King. I used a handle held an 8-pound sledgehammer to check my tires. Plus, we don't run super singles an 8-pound sledge. Was a short stick with a metal end. They sell them at the truck stop. I just don't understand tire thumping. Oh, okay. So it's a truck stop stick. Yeah, it doesn't do you any good thumping them. All it could tell is whether there's air in it or it's empty. I guess that's it. That's all you're being told. There's no point of anything. There went your appetite. Yeah. Look, I didn't think about that, but yeah. So you're over there and he starts spraying and you're on this side and over comes just chunk after chunk. Oh my gosh. What a total disaster that would have been. I guess the way it went down is probably the best case scenario. Because this other guy that gets covered with, the jumper, I mean, oh my gosh. He would be like Texas Chainsaw guy. I can't remember that guy. Leatherface. You literally would have a different person on there. Good question. Because of the weight difference, if you have never rode on these kind of tires, you never will again. I think that they've said that they don't really follow the grooves in the road and stuff. But they're supposedly get better fumage because there's less rolling resistance because there's half the sidewalls that you have to flex. So that is always the thought of them. They should grip as good, because they're less wide than two singles. You should actually have less of a contact patch, which would put more weight down per square inch of contact patch on the road, theoretically. We'd have to science this all up, getting out protractors and stuff. Can't do that. So, yeah, absolutely. So I'm not sure. I haven't driven them yet. I know TMC, I've seen them on some TMC trucks. Can you use clipped toenails as a toothpick? Ugh. Not for me because the weighted hammer I used, if the hammer doesn't come back far enough, I know there's a problem. Right. So you have a system, and you hit it, and then it comes back, and you measure the distance, and you're like, all right, 18.2 inches, and so this tire is 94 pounds. Exactly. Super singles save money on fuel until one blows. Choose up the wheel and takes out your front quarter fender. $2,300 for the road call. Enjoy your fuel savings. My thought always was we run singles on our cars. And so nobody thinks anything about that. Nobody has said we should have doubles, duals on a car or anything. Thank goodness that he didn't go into any scales. I know. What? Oh, the mirror. Oh, what if he's on his back and he's looking up at the people in the mirror? Oh, my gosh. Please pull around back. I can't say I've ever seen a body on the roadway while driving at night. It reminds me to avoid Gary to make sure that doesn't happen. Yes. Thumping is, I usually go up 41 now because family, I grew up in Hammond, okay, and so family still lives up there, but I don't even like going up 65 to 80, 94 anymore. Thumping is not a waste of time. The amount of rebound and sound will tell you the amount of air. Hit the same spot, physics-based. Well, Kelly, they did this at a truck show a few years ago. Continental, one of the tire makers, had tires set up there with a thumper, and for you to try to thump it and determine the air, and nobody really could. Just a few people would guess the amount, but people were way off on the amount of air. I hit my tires with a 3-pound hammer and listened to how the tire sounds. The higher the pitch, the higher the pressure. The lower pitch, the lower the pressure. All right, so you got it. I think it's only good to see if they're empty. You can have the same thing happen with duals. You have one blowout, it takes out the other one. You're replacing two-wheel road call. I've had the duals pull down like one of those angle iron mud flap things, and that all had to be straightened out too. Because it wrapped around it and pulled it, it was a total mess. I haven't had any flats in quite a while. Philip Owen. I was just thinking about the guy up there, and you took it to the next level. Funny but awful. I know. I didn't think. I mean, look, you do not want to be the guy at the Blue Beacon for $13 an hour, getting chunks of person on you. How do you fill that out on the accident report? We should ask the state trooper about that. That's very good. Let's get on to Fleet Nav Systems tomorrow and ask the state trooper about that at 3 p.m. Hey. Well, of course, I guess you would only give the legal thing. It's not illegal to use a tire thumper, so. Super singles are lighter, so companies could load more and cost more to fuel the least drivers. That's probably true. If you blow a super single, you're stuck. If you blow a dual, you still can limp. But that's the same on your car. I just seen some old lady took a squat in front of a Swift truck. Isn't it a felony to go into public instead of going in the TA? Well, if that's true, not every, right? Half the drivers would be arrested at the fuel island. And I'm sorry, I'm sure people have seen that, but holy mackerel. Be sure you won't like them. Do you like to float on the road because that's what you'll be doing with these dangerous tires? I don't know. I'm kind of a Lincoln fan, so super singles still should be outlawed, especially when the drivers or road service do not go back to pick them up. They should do that with all tires. I do think that. They should go pick the chunks up off the road. Takes a little the same amount of time to use a tire pressure gauge. We've had more hydroplane issues with super singles. Okay, I'll go along with that. I have never driven them. It shouldn't be. It should be less. It should theoretically be less. Daniel, is this... No, this would be human parts because they're up there with that wand, that big long wand that goes to the top of the trailer, and they blow it off. Well, the guy's up there. But if he's been up there a few days, he's not going to be held together with, that much force anymore. And so that's a high pressure wand. You're literally going to blow the pieces of the person off, and they're going to fly over to the washer on the other side of the trailer. And you're going to hear that sound like a boot in mud slapping on the guy as he get literally pelted with that. You thump the tires. That's the best way. Thump the tires with an air gauge. It is illegal to thump a steer tire. So they're going to come and arrest you for that. If you check the air pressure, then the super single will maybe not blow out. Well, that would help. Super singles wear funny. Is it the same amount of weight It's still the same amount of weight at the tire and wheel, way less, but they put more freight on, so there's still the same amount of weight pressing down on the tire. Well, the idea, though, is that if you were paid like a tank or whatever by the pound on some of them, or by volume, you could put more volume in there and make more money, theoretically. Theoretically, the truck could make more money, which would offset the tire cost, maybe. That was the idea of it, anyways. I should say to join OIDA if you want to give them a call over there. Right, I'm a member. You should join OIDA. It's our best chance. That's all we've got. But I have to get headed out to work. But yeah, so that's our best chance. I'll probably be 12:30 again next week. That's just how the Rona's getting me now. There's nothing more I could do about that, right? Thank you, GP Transco, for being here today. If you want to call GP Transco, there's some information right there. Get in touch with them. Hey, look, don't jump on a trailer. Seriously. Right? Call this number. If this is you that needs this number, please write it down. If you know somebody that could use this number, give it to them. Okay? There's always a way out. Always a way out. There's always something you can do besides that. So that is serious. We don't want to be blowing you off the top of a trailer, literally. I run super singles and I felt like I was on black ice. I wish I could grab one of them and drive them. Believe me, until they're mandatory in the truck, I don't think we'll get them. Think of the DOT arrested someone for not noticing it. Oh, that would be great. Didn't Pennywise say we all float down here, so what's the problem again? Yeah. Yuck. Why pulling tankers is better than pulling vans? Dead bodies don't ride on the road on top of your trailer. Oh, that would be, it made a big dent, but then it just kind of, and that sound of skin on that trailer coming off the side, but I guess the driver wouldn't hear about it. So yeah, absolutely. After a few days in the sun, body ready to pop, explode if hit with a pressure washer. Oh, so it would be like a fountain, a body fountain for everyone to enjoy. Do you have to pay extra for that? Because I know they say if it's, really dirty, they have an extra charge. I wonder if they have an upcharge for that. Yeah. Imagine him falling on top of the trailer and chunks of him falling on cars. That's what I was thinking too. But you know what? He sat on there perfectly till the next day. But I think I think that he wouldn't stay together for that many more days, really. OIDA does what? Well, it's the only thing for truck drivers in Washington, and they don't do much. I'll give you that, and it's mainly owner operators. But there's nothing else even close to the organization's reach that OIDA has. There's nothing else really. These other groups are 500 strong. That's not going to be enough. I play Ramble On by Led Zeppelin on my tires until they're properly inflated. That's probably just as effective, I would say. OIDA does collect money. They are good at that. Let's see. Oh, Michael Muller was first initially, right, last week. Then Alexandra with Banana People. Rhino was first today, though, which I appreciate. And Wild Belt was here today. Thank you for being here. Al Johns was here. Kelly Patterson, thank you for coming in today. And let's see, I have Daniel here today. Colopy was here. Aviator Trucker, thank you for being here. Does Gracie run super singles, Bobby? No. She barely runs at all, other than if there's a bird outside to look at, right? Cassius King Trucking, thank you for being here. Edgar Gomez, it's good to see you today. And I do this every week now at 12:30 for the moment, so we'll see if we can get back to normal time soon. Chris Dunaway, thank you for coming in. Let's see, where am I going off here? Oh, Christina Jones, of course. Thank you for being here today. Let's see, where did I get off to? I lost my spot. Thank you, Fleet Nav Systems. Don't forget about them for coming in today. And let's see what the truck was here. Michael Swift was here. And I'm going back and have to head out to work because they will gripe at me if I don't come in. That's how they do it out there. I don't understand it. I don't really get it. So either way, there'll be more coming up and maybe popping in for live shows and stuff. You never know what'll happen out here. So be safe out there. Look for bodies on top of your trailer. Apparently that should be part of a pre-trip now. They should test for that in school. They should have a mannequin up there or even an officer and see if the people really do it. Okay, so otherwise be safe on the road and we'll see you soon.